howdy, folks. We are back with another episode of Bits, Crits, and Halfwits. I am your disaster tour guide, Perfectly Techno, and it has been a disaster for the last couple sessions, so hopefully things get better. Say hello to our players. We have Elliot Burning Oak, the half-elf wizard, played by.
It's me, Mario.
We have Lyra Dream Shadow, the Kalishtar wizard, played by.
Rosie, hello.
We have Newzen, the barbarian minotaur, played by.
It's me, the Sky Tea.
I switched the things on that one. It bothered
Oh
me.
my god, turn your ringer off.
I did. and we have Lulin Boldspeaker, the paladin druid minotaur.
Yeah, it me.
The druidin.
Yeah, the druidin. Yeah, it me. Brambini. What you gonna do about it?
Druidin or Pallid?
I like
Just
druidin
Pallid.
better.
I like druid.
Yeah, I don't like Pallid.
That's like
Pallid
pale.
sounds dirty. I don't like
I feel like it
seems
sounds like you're
pale.
ill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
like
you
it
look
definitely is a
pallid
word, and
today.
it means pale, typically because of poor health, says Google.
I'm glad you
see?
immediately.
I
went
knew
to it.
exactly. I knew in my
Yeah.
soul what it meant. I
You knew.
knew.
Those are the best kind of
I
words.
mean, I moo, actually.
Holy shit.
You moo it from the beginning.
I moo it.
Oh my god.
Moo.
This is too much.
Anyways, let's get some D100 rolls going on in here. And
Oh
see-
jeez.
Does anyone remember what happened like 3 weeks ago?
I remember what
did.
happened, but I did forget to
Oh,
open
jeez.
up any of the things, so that's where I'm at.
Wow,
That's where my
classic.
brain is at.
Oh, good. A solid middle of the road.
A solid, I don't have to do this.
Yep.
Oh, don't make me turn on hardware acceleration.
Yeah.
You know, I
turn it
did not
off.
give my customary preliminary recap before we went live, so you're all screwed now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers what's going on except for me and Guy, because we talked about it a little bit. A 63,
Okay.
a 39, and it's Lulin.
Nice.
I'm gonna
Ew.
opt to use one of the rerolls.
Okay.
No.
Fuck!
No.
You can keep using them, you'll just run out.
No, I'm not gonna do that to the group. Yeah. I remember what happened last time. Surely.
I believe in
I'll
you.
make you a deal, Brendo.
Yeah.
I'll take 3 of your rerolls, but I'll do the recap.
Oh, thank God. Okay, deal. I don't remember
Alright.
a damn thing.
What happened last time on Bits, Crits, and Halfwits? After entering the red pits, Elliot, Lulin, and Nom fought their way to a cell where they found Newson inside. After some brief trepidation about being encountered by her party members that she had mixed memories of, Newson went with them. Lyra, after her father's sacrifice and her ascendancy into becoming a locksmith, stepped into the hallway and turned that bitch into a kiln and fried every knoll in there. And then after the party grouped together, they escaped with the magical power of tunneling and shattering a dimension back into the material plane. And then after escaping from the pits, they collapsed the walls, ran, and hid under the water of the Noonir Shallows, narrowly avoiding a contingent of elven cavalry. Did I miss anything? I think that's about everything. It's a Spark Notes, a TLDR.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a solid Spark Notes TLDR.
Yeah, so right now our party is beneath the water of the Noonir Shallows. I don't remember, did you tiny hut it?
Mm-mm.
No.
You guys are just under a shape water spell, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they did get spied on before they started digging away from the hole. That did happen.
That is true. Someone scried on me, and I think that Lyra dispelled it.
Or no, I discovered it and then told everyone in their minds to give them some
Oh,
false information.
correct. Yes, yes. So then we just said a bunch of
We
random
said a
shit.
lot of stuff.
I
So,
don't even
oh, hey.
remember what you said, so the
Oh,
information's gonna be as accurate as.
that I do remember what we said. Somebody,
Oh yeah, you blamed Koboldia.
yeah, somebody was like, yeah, the guy who runs Koboldia is kind of a piece of shit and kind of, needs to die.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were all like, yeah, we're definitely headed to this place.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, like, I
I
said,
think it
like,
was something along the lines of they can't siege Koboldia, so we'll hide there for a while.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was something to
Yeah.
that effect.
Yeah, definitely how Zod helped you get to the pits as well.
Yeah. No, we definitely name dropped Zod specifically as being very helpful to us.
yeah. And then we just started naming, like, where we were going next. I know I said, like, oh, yeah, we're going to, like, Suden's. And then somebody
Mhm.
else was like, yeah, we're going to, like, Zrea. Other nonsense.
Mhm.
Alrighty. So where the game picks up, our party is beneath the water. Well, I guess you guys are in a tunnel now because you started tunneling away at the end of last session.
Yes.
But you are in the tunnels beneath the plains. And I turn it over to you. 'Cause I don't think anybody's
Headed
rested yet.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Headed in the direction of Olfast, I believe.
Yes.
Or the World Tree in the forest, technically outside,
Yes.
I think.
I believe we determined that we were going to Irilla.
Yeah. Yeah. I
To
believe
try
you are
and
correct.
get more information and see if you could run into Aerie, who could give you a lowdown on
Yes.
what's going on there.
I believe that was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Take it away. You guys are in the tunnels. How are you all seeing? Because I know only one of you has dark vision.
I mean, it's a small tunnel. I'm just touching the side, probably.
Yeah, me and Elliot's,
Elliot is
craving.
the only one who can see leading the way.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
then
Yeah.
Lulin, you
I
were
could also
Well,
filling
it's
maybe
in the
do a
tunnel.
tunnel
little
behind you, right?
prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Little flame.
That works. You have a
Yeah.
little flame that you can all see by.
Yeah. So
A
yeah,
little
as
crackling noise.
Elliot's creating the tunnel, I'm refilling it behind us.
Hmm.
Cantrips. Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew, pew,
Pew
pew.
Yes, cantrips. I have those.
Yeah, can trip and tunnel.
Yes, I can trip and
Oh
fall.
my god. I guess that like as soon as we were sort of out of immediate danger, um Lyra would be kind of like getting ready to start talking a little bit. And after a little while, she says, "So my dad was in the pits too."
Wait, your father was there?
Yeah, I
Why
guess
why did we leave without him?
he didn't make it.
Using just full stops. Like
Yeah.
You hear an audible thud as Lulin like punches the wall, and then like I was like, oh shit, and then like recast the cantrip in case of like like the shit starts coming down.
Mhm. Yeah. She's gonna be like, I guess he had been there, since we got separated, as far as I know. Um, and I was pretty stuck in that cell. It had like some magical reinforcements on the bars, and they, the person who had been, taunting us, me and Newson, had brought him over to try to get me to talk or something, and then I banished the guy, but I still wasn't I still couldn't get out of the bars, and he did something. He like released all of his magic, I think.
Released his magic. How do you do that?
Beats me. But there wasn't anything left by the end of it.
I am,
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, so sorry.
I guess we can thank him that we got out of there. And she's gonna just get quiet basically.
When we have an opportunity, and when we're back at the hub, we'll do a proper ceremony.
Lyra
I'll
just
be
kind of
sure
gives a
to.
nod.
I'll be sure to it.
Hmm. Yeah, she kind of gives a nod and touches her hair ribbon a little bit, and says, "Well, let's keep going. I thought you should know now that we're not in immediate danger and have a minute to talk."
Well, I mean, I don't know about you all, but at some point, probably in the near future, resting would not be um bad.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I don't really know how much I've slept in the last, I guess, only a day, but a long time for us.
Hmm.
And yeah. I also haven't eaten for a long time. So settling down might not be a bad plan at some point. I mean, I don't know if we could make maybe something underground a bit tenable for us to stay. I wouldn't recommend just camping out in the grasslands. I mean, we did that a couple times, Lulin, but it never went well.
No.
I
If we
could
wanna,
Stay.
if we
hold
wanna
up a
hollow
camp.
something,
It it would just be a little bit exhausting for me, but you guys need more
well,
rest more than I do.
I can do a tiny hut. So as if we like can
If we
dig
can,
out enough area.
yeah,
Yeah.
if we
I mean,
can create a dome and make some air pockets going up to the surface.
Mhm.
I can't magically dig, but I can use my hands.
Contributing.
Nixon's feeling particularly useless at this moment.
Are we still directly like beneath the water?
No, so you guys have
Okay.
been tunneling for about 2 hours at, 5
Yeah,
feet every 6 seconds. You're probably a mile or two away by now. I'm not going to do the math on that.
yeah. That no, that's fair.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is that like as Blue's shaping this dome, is anybody hurt? Does anybody need any healing?
I mean,
Mm.
shockingly, I don't. I think I said this before. It's not really physical damage that they were doing to us. I mean, outside of the fatigue of not being fed much, it was all mental damage that they were trying to do. Me trying to remember where my character sheet is.
Emotional damage.
Emotional
If you click on the
damage.
3 people.
No, I figured it out.
Okay.
It just took me a minute. I was like, it's been a long time since I looked at Foundry.
All right. So as you all kind of settle in for what you assume to be the night, you don't actually know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You guys don't have to take watches because you're in a tiny hut underground.
Mhm.
So unless anybody wants to sit and talk with everyone,
Yeah. I think once we've got it all dug out and settled, Newsom would definitely like plop down right away and just kind of like sigh and look at everyone and just say, I don't think that I can possibly apologize enough to all of you, especially you, Lyra. I mean, I already felt terrible that you were stuck in there with me, but I mean, what you had to go through with your dad is just the worst, and I I can't really justify my actions. I mean, I know I kind of ended up there against my will in the end, but I did wander off. I thought I could handle it. I was quite frankly terrified at the idea that I wasn't a locksmith anymore and that I don't know what that means for the group, but I have to be honest with you all. Like, I mean, dealing with the red pits was just horrible, but I'm kind of relieved that I didn't get Velkin back. I I mean, I know that you all have kind of known about, how we didn't really get along, but it was a lot more than that. Um, I mean, I think you knew that during my fight with Ironhoof, that Velkin forcibly took over my body and made me surrender. But what I don't think I ever told you all is that after I think we lost Lyra in the maze, um, and she looks at Elliot and she's like, I attacked you when we were fighting, but that wasn't me either. Um, that was another time that Velkin forced his way into my body, and when he does that, I can't stop him.
He controlled you?
Yes. It's like it's like being in the back seat of your body. Like I can see what's happening, but I can't control my body at all. I can't. I can scream and yell and tell him to stop, but he doesn't listen. And it's just whenever he gives it back, basically. So, and then, I have to suffer the consequences of whatever he's done. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of glad to know that I don't have to worry about that anymore. And I know that's not helpful to the situation that we're in, but living with the knowledge that at any moment this weapon person that I'm connected to can just force me out of my body and do whatever he feels needs to be done is a lot to have on your mind. So I'm sorry that I got us into that mess. I was not thinking rationally about my choices, but at this point, I don't know where to find Velkin, and I don't know if I want him back in the first place.
Lyra kind of reaches out a hand and says, "That's awful that he did that to you. No one should have their their own body taken away from them. That's not okay. And I'm glad you told us."
I just felt like everybody else outside of maybe Nam and Amora who fight a little bit, but everyone else seems to get along well with their sentient weapons, so I kind of just assumed that eventually it would get better. Like, he would come to understand me or respect me more, and it just never did. It was like he was resentful of the fact that I, that he was teamed with me, basically.
Hmm.
So, that being said, I don't know what not having him means for what I can do, but, at this point, I will just make it. I will do everything that I can to protect you guys and make sure that we can build new locks at the rest of the trees, and hopefully maybe the knowledge and everyone else being locksmiths will be enough, even if I'm not one. I mean, at least I can keep protecting you guys. If nothing else, it kind of makes it a little bit easier for me to, you know, put myself between whatever we may encounter and you guys.
Lyra kind of gives a nod. Says, "Okay, I agree. I don't think we should go after Velkin."
I
I
think in due
agree, but
time, I think in due time, whoever Vilken has no will come to us, potentially.
It's likely.
Mm.
I
But
agree we shouldn't pursue Velkin.
We can
In the
only hope.
interests of your safety, Newson. But we still need to know how to make the locks, and as far as I'm aware, he was the only tool that knew how. What are we gonna do?
I mean, someone has to have taught the original locksmiths, right? Like, they didn't have themselves when they first did this a thousand or so years ago. I'm not really clear on the timeline, but so there has to be like something out there that can tell us that's not just somebody who was there the first time. If they learned how to do it, then we can too.
True. I
And
just
who
hope we can
knows?
in time.
Yeah. I mean, we know that we can communicate with the trees at least a little bit. Maybe there's some inherent knowledge there that we're missing.
Well, and then Lulu's going to look at Lyra.
mm,
I think it's I think it's time for we start learning how to do some research.
I guess it is. Let's go find a library, I guess.
Hmm. I don't know if we're going in the right direction for a library. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I was gonna say the most expensive libraries I've seen are with the elves, but you know, that's not great for us.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I mean,
Stiftvale had libraries, but
From just a kind of disembodied voice in the room, You all hear the voice of Lord Dreamshadow. Well, you're kind of headed to the right place.
Lyra looks like visibly shaken as she kind of whips her head around and says, Dad?
Lyra, as you say dad, you all hear Mazebreaker say, the old bastard made it! Well, we're back to 4. And you all kind of hear the voice of Lord Dreamshadow chuckle. And he says, anyways, and yes, Gadget, but if you're all headed to the World Tree, you are headed to the right place.
Newsom
how-
looks confused as fuck.
I'm sorry.
How did
Continue.
Wait, so how Oh shoot, I'm forgetting if Lyra knew he was a locksmith. Was that in or out
didn't
of
say it. He
character?
didn't say anything after disappearing. He just became
Okay,
aware of it.
nothing in character. Okay, got it.
Nothing in character.
Okay, I was like, oh shoot, wait, does she actually know this? No,
Or
she
is this
does
just
not.
something that you know?
Yeah. Okay. She's gonna say like, how? Where? I thought you died. Wait, how? Where are you? How is this happening?
As Lyra asks, where are you? The rest of you would see the ribbon, the white ribbon on the back of Lyra's hair begin to emit just a faint glow. Like a faint, like, pulsing glow.
You know, I thought that ribbon used to be blue.
I just assumed it was like a piece of magic. And she'll take the ribbon out of her hair. And say, well,
you kind of did make it magical, did you not? Did you not encode that thought onto it? So
this isn't the same one. It was created when well, when I thought my dad died. I just
Yes,
I don't know.
Let's not tell your mother that you think I'm dead. That would I feel like she would be angry.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
she can't hurt me in this form, but I'm still terrified of her.
Right.
Naturally.
Right. Okay. So what does this mean?
Ah, yes. Allow me. I need to be well, I'm sure your previous benefactor was Velkin, and he's about as clear as a brick wall with what he says.
That's putting it lightly.
Yes. Well, allow me to be of a little bit more help. The world trees, as you said, I believe you, Lulin, you said you've interacted with them, spoken to them.
yes, I imbued my magical powers into the tree, and I was able to hear. I was able to sense the emotions from all of the world trees.
Yes. So as we know, both scientifically and magically, the world trees are capable of emotion and capable of thought. They have conscious will, but one of the things that comes with conscious will is memory.
Yes.
Now, the world trees, while they are the sources of the lock, while they are the locks themselves, the world trees were around before we built the locks. Which means if anything is going to have a memory of potentially how Velkin learned to do so, it would be the trees.
Okay. So what you're getting to is, from what I understand, is that you're wanting me to attempt to try and find or to try and reach out for those memories.
I believe that by communing with one of the world trees, you might be able to find a memory of the trees themselves, potentially the events that led to the creation of the locks in the first place. At the very least, they were there when the locks were created, so they could show you how.
Whenever we were down in Stipvale and I had done this, um, each tree gave off a rather strong emotion, but I don't. A lot of things has happened that I don't know if it would be beneficial to go to the ones that gave off, good energy versus, bad to sad energy, on whether otherwise to being more helpful than the other.
Well, the trees aren't exactly separated per se. They're more of different facets of the same organism. I Does that make sense?
Yes,
So, perhaps the emotions you were feeling were localized senses. You may have tapped into some sort of nervous system for the trees themselves.
whenever I had done this, it was at the root system of the trees.
Hmm.
So potentially yes.
All right. Do Since I feel like we've taken a new turn. Are there any other questions I can attempt to answer for you?
I guess I just want to know what happened to you. Like since we were last together way back at that camp with mom and you got taken away. Did you get taken away right to the pits?
No,
How
no.
long were you there?
First, well, I suppose a little bit of backstory is in order. Unlike the other locksmiths, Garou, Amora, Belkin, Mazebreaker, I was more capable of hiding in plain sight, so to speak. I don't I didn't use my power. I didn't use my influence. When the locks were created, I just continued to live life after life, making sure that those I loved were protected. And when you, Lyra, showed up with Belkin and Newson, I was terrified because I knew that I had failed. But the elves, they took me to Zreya first. And the elves had not a clue that I was a locksmith. They tried to get me to help them design Warforge, which I'm sure your young friend Mr. Burning Oak knows something about. And they attempted to get me to help them build weapons of war, and when I refused, they attempted to break me. And that was when I was taken to the pits. But my mind was more resilient than they initially believed. So, instead of being trapped in my own memories and dreams, as you and Newson, I'm sure, experienced while you were there, I simply did something that I was taught a long time ago that you figured out yourself, which is I trapped them in, well, let's call them thought bubbles.
Mhm. Okay. Then why weren't you able to get out?
I am the only locksmith that was originally from this plane. And unlike the others, my powers were tied to it. So when I was taken to the pits, I was essentially as powerless as a normal man. I couldn't have broken myself out if I wanted to. But when I realized, and I had power, but not enough to do anything significant to stop them. But when I realized that they had you captured, and something needed to be done, I used the last of that power to free you and your friends.
Okay.
And in doing so, I completed the final steps that the rest of the locksmiths went through hundreds of years ago. Or, in Garu's case, more recently.
Hmm. I think that at that Lyra would just kind of get pretty quiet and just start thinking.
Oh, thank you for the sacrifice that you made.
I'm still here. It's the most any of us can ask for in these trying times.
It's a lot to take in.
Yes, it is unfortunate I had to drop it on you all at once. But my goal was to help Lyra avoid this life. And there were many very angry conversations with her mother about that decision.
Did she want me to become a locksmith?
Well, I don't know if she wanted you to become a locksmith. She wanted you to know in case something did happen, which it has. And I was clearly in the wrong. I believe that had you all been prepared, and had I given you the knowledge earlier in your life, Lyra, we may not be facing the situations we face now.
You couldn't have known.
No. But as much as I despise admitting it, Belkin did. Although I wasn't the only one who thought he was a fool. He kind of looked. You get a sense, Lulin, like you can't see a physical form, but you get a sense that he's looking at you and Mazebreaker.
Yeah. Out of character, Mazebreaker is a fool. That's out of
Damn.
character. Mazebreaker's a fucking fool. We all know it.
Yeah, but Mazebreaker would have absolutely thought that Velkin was a fool for thinking that.
Absolutely. 1000%.
I mean, he may have been right, but it didn't stop him from thinking that he could handle it all on his own, eh?
No. Pride and picking any fight he could find has always been Belkin's greatest flaw.
Hmm.
And it seems, based on what you've said today, that and the fact that he is not here, that it was finally his undoing.
Yes. After the second time that he took over my body, I immediately put him in the bag of holding, not knowing until Mazebreaker told me later that that would sever our connection fully. And by the time I went to go retrieve him, he had whisked himself off somewhere else, I guess, to find another new, better locksmith. So, and I mean, some strange liminal god in the bag of holding told me that he was at the red pits, but I suppose that was a lie.
Perhaps not a lie. I did sense him there for a time. But
Mm.
perhaps he didn't find the wielder he was looking for.
Mm. It's a possibility.
When, well, Mazebreaker, you might have more to say on this. I've only been in this form for a brief amount of time.
I'll set Mazebreaker down. Like I'll lay him out, and then like I'll cast like Mold Earth and give him like a lot more room if he wants to like take his
Give
form.
give him a little pedestal.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a
Well,
giant.
well, no, yeah, I'm making kind of like
At that point, he's
digging
just
like a
gonna
little bit more ground so
just
like he
gonna
can fit.
dig like a hole. I'm pretty sure they can only take their human forms in the Echo Garden specifically, or in their mortal forms, I guess I should say.
Yeah, they're physical forms.
It's the thought that counts, though.
It is.
It's
Mazebreaker. Hydrate or dihydrate? I am hydrating, Greg. Also, thanks for the bits. Mazebreaker kind of gets sat down in the middle, and he begins to glow faintly. Well, so how it works, to the best of our knowledge, I'm not exactly smart enough to explain this, so bear with me. We are souls. We're souls. We're not actually weapons. We're souls. This is a form. It works, right? Ribbon, amulet, whip, etc. When we don't have a wielder of one kind or another, or somebody who keeps us in their possession willingly, we are separated from the plane itself. If there's nobody on a plane willing to wield us, then the magic that allows us to hold these forms will take us to a different one. So on and so on until we find a place where we can be anchored back to an actual soul, such as one of yours.
So,
Having said that, Lulin, no bag of
How-
holding, please.
yes. How many of you are there? If you travel beyond planes, there has to be more than what, 4, 5 of you?
I mean, probably. I've met a couple people who claimed to have. I mean, sentient weapons are all around, they're everywhere.
Yes.
How many of them are bound in the same way we are? I don't know, boss. But as far as locksmiths, I'm pretty sure we're the only 5. Well, 4 now. Fucko's probably off somewhere fighting another war.
If it's one thing we all know, it's Vulcan likes fighting in his wars. At least
Oh.
I think. Yeah, that's words. Mr. Dream Shadow, do you happen to know the answer of how many of specifically you guys are out there?
Well, my time in Stipville was spent mostly attempting to make sure that nobody ever found a way to recreate the weapon process. As you can see how that could become increasingly dangerous if somebody found out how to turn souls themselves into weapons. I mean, you've seen Mazebreaker, he is incredibly powerful. And that power only increases when anchored to a soul that shares your values.
Mm.
So, I spent my time in Stipvale attempting to make sure the process cannot be recreated, but in my experience, many of the sentient weapons I found were just sentient magic bound to a tool, not a soul itself forged into whatever it needed to be. Sorry, I can't be of more help on that regard.
No, that's fine. It's the thing I'm trying to think of, because if nobody here on this plane, on our plane, is willing to wield you, and there's somebody else is on another plane, who's taking that spot here?
What do you mean?
So there's 5 of us,
Yes.
right? Velkin could potentially be on another plane. Is there going to be another soul-bounded weapon to fill that spot?
I think it's more
I
like
don't believe our position in the universe is required so much as obtained.
Understand.
I don't believe there needs to be 5 of us. Newson, you were speaking.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I felt like it's more likely that it's not Velkin that needs to be replaced for me, it's me that's being replaced. She just kind of hangs her head a little bit. Like,
Newson, you feel like a sense of like a pat on the shoulder. And the voice just says, I assure you, you were too good for him.
Well, I mean, he was definitely a piece of shit. Don't get me wrong.
He was, but as much as I hate to say it, he was also a piece of shit that saved this world. Once upon a time.
Mhm.
The issue is he couldn't stop trying to save it. It was never done. While the rest of us moved on. Amora wound up in the hedge, Garou protected Brester, Mazebreaker narrowly avoided getting melted by dwarves again and again. The rest of us moved on after the Hedge War. Velkin, without something to fight, couldn't find a purpose and never did. He may have won the war, but he lost himself. I'm sure being cooped up with Roran for 1,000 years didn't help him either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he got used to fighting the mind that he was sharing, and then he just put that on me, but I don't really think that justifies the behavior either. Just explains it.
Correct. There is I suppose that we should just tell you about the First War. I'm assuming Velkin never did.
No, he did. Every time I asked him a question, he had a snarky ass remark to make. It was
Yes.
not a helpful guy.
Well, he was a piece of work.
I feel like that's putting it mildly.
My apologies. Dungeon Doggo had a pen in her mouth,
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
so I had to go steal it.
She was like, the attention has been off me for far too long.
I
Mhm.
must find something to eat that I am not supposed to.
She
Yep.
watched Percy Jackson.
I should get her a foam sword. I bet she'd run around with it. Or she'd shred it. I'm not really sure.
Fun activity either way.
Anyways, Newson, perhaps I can remedy some of his mistakes. What questions did you ask him? And perhaps between the four of us that are left, we can answer them.
Well, I mean, we already know that you all don't have the answers to how to make the locks, which is the biggest one. Um, I mean, is it important to know about the First War? Is it going to give us any insight? I mean, I guess maybe if you can give us any tactical advantages. I mean, we're essentially fighting two wars side by side, right? We're fighting against maybe Roran. I don't know. He might still be banished, but the golden army that made the maze collide with our reality. And then, of course, the actual war that was happening already between the elves and the minotaurs. So I guess an understanding that those wars are being driven by warlocks that are serving Roran and his army, and also involving the people on our plane.
The Velkin really didn't tell you anything. The warlocks don't serve Roran. They serve patrons. And I suppose that learning about the First War is important because it is. While the times are different, the enemies are the same, if that makes sense. Long
Mm-hmm.
ago, the world that we live in now was fractured. Immensely powerful beings, some would even call them gods, were using mortals to fight and kill and slaughter and destroy and take and rebuild again and again and again for the purpose of building their own power and overcoming the others. Some succeeded and some failed, and they fought these wars through the leadership and the use of their warlocks, one of which I believe you've already, based on what you've told me, one of which you've already encountered.
Pardon, yes.
That little shit was a warlock. I suppose
Yes.
that makes sense.
Hmm.
Yes.
Regardless, Velkin Velkin decided that the world had had enough of these powerful beings interfering. And I suppose later after the war he decided that he fell into the same patterns that they did. But he gathered those of us from different planes, me from Sylvanaria, Garou from the Hedge, Amora, and Mazebreaker from others, and brought us together with a single purpose. We were to wipe out the warlocks and seal the patrons away. This war, the war went on for years. And as time went on, we gained allies. Bathos and Brester met the werefolk, many others. And we won. It was hard, but we did succeed. And now that the locks are breaking, those patrons those patrons are trying to get free. But as for Roran, by the time Velkin came for the rest of us, he was already in Roran. He was already controlling Roran's body. So what their history is, I do not know. But I think that in this case, at least, Roran's release was a side effect rather than a cause. And some of those patrons, such as the one with the golden army, his name is Hoviel, the Star. He's an incredibly powerful celestial agent. But that is his army. And I believe, from what it sounds like, you have at least prevented him from coming back into this world. You killed his
Yes.
warlock, so well, he will still be a problem, and he could attempt to make another. For now, he's handled. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it
The
makes sense for sure. I
the
just am digesting the concept that, again, Velkin's hubris inflicted Roran on us because he thought he would never die and would always have control over this guy. So it's just one more problem that he's dumped on our doorstep.
Roran's relationship with Velkin is something that we've known could be a problem for a long time, but as bad as it sounds, I believe that Velkin's consideration of Roran was the only time when he didn't have hubris. Velkin, to the best of my knowledge, and to the rest of us, and you guys all get a feeling, those of you who have locksmith tools, of like a general like acknowledgement and agreement from them. And news, and just because there's so much magic like passively going
Yeah.
on, you get that feeling as well. Velkin was the only one who could hold Roran. And from what we know of Roran, Roran is death to whatever plane he walks on. The patrons that we fought during the first Hedge War are powerful. But compared to Roran, they look like we do to them. All we can hope is that he was weak enough when Lyra banished him that he won't be coming back.
Well,
And God help the people who of wherever he ended up.
out of character, did Malum mention?
Nope.
Okay,
Never
he
mentioned
didn't.
Roran.
All right, I could
He
not
he
remember.
fully intended to, and then he got threatened several times.
And then he was like, wow, you know what? Fuck y'all then. You don't get to know what's coming.
Never mind. All right.
Which is hilarious.
Man's really said, burn it to the ground, I guess.
Well, he's definitely going to tell the elves that there's a threat, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
Malum out here like, I've already hopped planes once. If he shows up, I'll just fucking do it again. Alright, back in character now.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of leaves that as the end of his essentially story. As the whole party just kind of sits there in silence.
Mm. Newson's just annoyed. Annoyed by everything that she is learning about Velkin. It is making her more frustrated with him.
Mm-hmm. I think that Lyra would kind of give a big yawn and be like, well, I am exhausted. And I know we all probably are. Should we
I think so.
turn in?
Mm. Newson remembers she has rations in her bag and pulls out a couple and chomps them. Has not been able to eat, has only been fed other minotaurs for as long as they've been in the pits.
Mm-hmm.
Anything rations taste like heaven, like a 5-star meal.
Mm-hmm.
True.
As everybody is settling down, Newson is going to sit down next to Lyra and kind of sheepishly say, like in a more hushed tone,
Mhm.
would you mind if I slept next to you? I,
Of
I'm
course, that's
sorry.
fine.
I just that night that we you held my hand through the bars in the cells, it was kind of the first time I had felt like comforted in what felt like months to me, and I don't know, being near you kind of makes me feel that way.
Of course
How
you can
loud
stick
is this
by me.
conversation?
Like, mm,
Like,
it's a hut.
Would
I
Lulin
mean,
and Elliot be able to hear it?
it's a hushed tone, but it's also a small
Yeah,
room,
you're also
so
in like a
like,
10-foot
yeah,
sphere
exactly. So it's like it is hushed, but probably not unhearable to the rest of the group because it
already.
would be kind of hard to
Lulin,
do
in
that.
that case, Lulin, Elliot, perception checks.
I would
And
like to put that, like,
Honestly, I think Luland would
Elliot
probably
is
be.
on high alert.
Yeah,
'Cause-
Luland's deep sleep.
Oh, Lulin's already out. He does not care. He's like, safe
Yeah.
space, tight.
Lulin's like, we're in a little hole and I'm gonna sleep like the dead.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
sleep like a corpse, 6 feet underground and cozy.
Yeah, like Luland's like sleeping on his like side, and so like you see him like slipping in and out of consciousness. You see him like wave his hand, and then like the earth like moves to like the shape of his body.
Did you take your armor off before going to sleep?
In the same space, yeah, Luland would, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I guess Elliot, roll me. I've adjusted the DC accordingly. Roll me perception. Elliot, you will hear this.
Alright.
Lyra will hold out her hand again, and say, again in that, hushed tone, um, I don't blame you for what happened. Um, my dad was there the whole time, and and he wasn't getting out either way. And I'm just, you know, glad, and he kind of is out now, and it's not ideal, but we did save him.
I mean, I guess you're not wrong. And she kind of like settles down and puts her hand on Lyra's. I I don't know, if I were you, I would be upset with me, but that might just be my guilt talking.
Look, you made one bad decision, and then someone took advantage of that by stealing you away. I don't think that's your fault. I think we all make bad decisions sometimes, and yours wasn't even that big of one. You didn't even get out of the city.
That's fair. You know, I appreciate that you came after me.
It didn't feel right to just continue on.
She kind of gives your hand a little squeeze and just
Mm.
sighs a little bit.
Yeah.
So, after some time, the two of you also drift off to sleep.
Mhm.
It is a comfortable sleep, no nightmares. Not even really any dreams. Just sleep like you haven't slept in a couple months.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I had the thought pop into my head, News and Stormhorn, a series of unfortunate events.
Oh. Truly, her life is a series of unfortunate events.
We're on chapter 4 now.
We're
Chapter
actually
5.
on chapter 34.
Fair enough.
All right. Elliot, once everybody else is asleep, are you doing anything?
I don't think he's gonna sleep much. I think for the most part he's gonna sort of go werewolf and put his dog ears up to the like walls of the earth to listen for approaching footsteps, vibrations, basically anything.
All right, so you're basically just keeping watch.
Yeah.
Because you are both inside of a tiny hut and underground, give me a perception check at disadvantage to hear.
Sounds like a plan. Nice.
Oof.
About halfway through the night, you're positive they're on top of you.
Oh no.
I'm molten earth. Gotta check this bad boy out.
When you are you just molding the earth and like opening it?
Well, I think what he would do is he would have a tunnel that goes out about 20 feet and then wrap around back to the surface. Sort of closing off as he went.
This goes up nose
Just so that it
first.
was... Well, just so that it's hard for anyone to track back to where the bubble is, you know?
Mhm.
So when you circle back to the surface and you come out in wolf form, you see a campfire about 30 yards away from where you guys are underground, and there just seems to be a single person sitting around it.
I'm gonna send my bird out. Go land next to the fire.
Jeffries.
Jeffries,
The
you can do
icon.
it!
We love you. Come on, Jeffries.
Of course, looking
you
through
can
Jeffrey's
do
eyes
it.
as well.
Yeah. When Jeffries lands, he lands in front of this cloaked very like the figure is not very tall. They're about 5'10", but they're pretty wide. They're pretty thick, and you can't see their face because it's cloaked by the hood they have up as they kind of poke at the fire. But you can see that they have tally marks up both of their forearms as they kind of look up at Jeffries. And then they reach into a pouch at their waist and just kind of toss him a piece of what appears to be a gopher.
He'll eat up.
And then this figure just kind of goes back to tending the fire.
Oh, interesting. Is there anything else that Jeffries would notice about, like, his character?
Roll
Like,
me perception?
eh,
Or I guess investigation, insight? I don't actually know what's appropriate here.
investigation
What are
or
you trying to
insight?
tell about this character, I guess, is my question.
I don't know. I guess, like, what are they doing here? Like, what sort of stuff do they have, I guess? So, investigation?
Uh, sure, yeah, that'd be appropriate. Let's do that.
Okay. Oh my
That is a
god!
natural 20,
Oh
ladies
my
and gentlemen.
god!
Oh my god, Jeffries, you icon!
So, Jeffries can immediately, upon you just opening up all of your senses through Jeffries, right?
Yeah.
You realize that the flecks of what look like dirt on this man's hands are very clearly dried blood. There's a single set of footsteps heading off to the west. Directions are hard, guys. I'm sorry. I had to do the whole never eat soggy waffles thing to figure out. But there's a
Nice.
single set of footprints off to the west. And you catch just a glimpse. Like, these clothes have been beaten up and stained and painted over and just like marred. And like the armor, the leather armor has very obviously been repaired again and again and again, to the point where you really can't make out anything about what it originally looked like. But you catch glimpses of kind of just a purple and like streaks of purple and yellow and some of green underneath all of these patchwork repairs. But even with a natural 20, the man is intentionally keeping his head low enough so that Jeffries cannot see his face.
I'm gonna go, like, full, like, just straight wolf and just wander over.
When you get close, probably within 10 feet ish, the figure. Roll me a stealth check. Or are you just blatantly walking over? That's.
I mean, I'm not trying to be stealthy. In fact, I'd probably circle around to the other side of the fire and approach from, like, in his eye line.
So when you start approaching and the bushes start to move, Jeffrey can hear this man sniff. And this guy stands up and takes off back down the path he came from.
Wait, I'm no threat.
He's still running.
I'm gonna pursue.
Roll me a survival check.
Okay.
Just to track him through this, like, 8-foot high
Yeah.
grass.
With my nose.
With your nose, so
Sniff
roll that
off,
advantage.
There it is. I couldn't find survival. There it is.
Doing a heckin' snifferoni.
18, not bad. So you begin chasing after this, and you're following his scent, and as you go further and further into these, like, essentially thickets of grass, just this tall, like, plains grass, you feel it, like, brushing off of you, and you're tracking this by the scent. You can vaguely hear the sound. And after a while, you lose the sound, but the scent still remains. And as you go forward, you feel something wrap around your foot, and you realize you've been snared.
I'm gonna send Jeffries up, like, just sort of circling, keeping an eye out while I try to get myself out of the snare.
Yep, so as soon as you send Jeffries up, Jeffrey sees where you are in the grass, because he has an intrinsic knowledge of where you are. And he sees this figure moving through the grass towards you from, like, a perpendicular side. Like, if you're facing forward, this thing is coming straight at you from the side.
I'm gonna mold earth myself underground while I try to get out of the snare.
So when you mold earth, you drop underground, and the stake that was holding the snare releases because it no longer has anything to anchor into. So the snare drops with you. And you can vaguely hear a figure above you walking around where the snare was. And you hear repeat. You can't really make out the voice because it's muffled through the earth above you, right? But you can hear, knew it wasn't real, knew it wasn't real, knew it wasn't real. And then the sound of footsteps walking away.
Once I get the snare off my foot, I'm gonna go back up and follow. But stealthily this time.
Alright, roll me stealth.
Oh my god.
So sneaky.
So you
Like sneak.
you mold earth back above the ground, and you make it about 30 yards before something just blindsides you from the side. And you find yourself, even in your wolf form, thrown off your feet as this figure lands on top of you, and you hear the very familiar voice of Alrond scream as he raises his fist above you to, like, bring it down on your face. Scream, "Get out of my head!"
In your head as he tries to dodge the fist.
Roll me a dex save.
Oh my god.
Oh, saves. I know how this thing works.
Oh.
So you manage to get your head out of the way just in time as his fist hits the ground, and you can feel the impact of him hitting the ground throughout your entire body.
Alrond, where the hell have you been?
You're not real! And he lifts his fist and he grabs you
Yes, I
and
am!
physically throws you. Because in your wolf form, you weigh what? Probably like 250 pounds?
Yeah.
He just grabs
yeah.
you and heaves you through these bushes. You probably fly a good 25 feet.
How can I prove I'm real to you? As he, like, limps up.
You hear through these, you can see him, like, standing there huffing, and he has grown. Like, he is full-on wolfed out. And he looks at you and he goes, "Just Stay away from me!
But we need your help. And by the looks of it, you could use a hand too.
Roll me insight.
Oh my.
So when he wolfed out, his
You
hood
could use a
fell.
reroll.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
I'm
don't,
gonna use
you
a
don't need to.
reroll.
The DC was really low.
Oh,
The DC
Oh,
was
okay.
super fucking low. You don't need to reroll. And you can see as you look at him that his eyes are like glazed over. Like, he is positively deranged in this moment. Like, you are speaking to what is essentially a crazy person. As he looks back at you when you ask, what can I do to prove that I'm real? And just growls at you.
I haven't tried to hurt you. I haven't done anything bad. I'm trying to help.
As you watch as, like, your words... Roll me persuasion, actually. We don't do a lot of charisma checks in this game. Let's toss one in there for fun.
Nice. Good old persuasion. Oh my god!
You can
The
reroll
rolls
that one.
today.
You can
Yeah.
reroll that
I'm
one.
definitely using a reroll for that.
Yeah, you definitely should. It was like almost on 20, and then it was like, no.
Yeah. It's like, damn.
So, as you say that, you watch as, like, your words seem to get across. And you watch as his form slowly shrinks back into that of the Elrond you know. Not the wolf that, even for you, this is the first time you've actually seen him go full wolf. And he looks at you from across this clearing of grass from where your body has just, like, essentially bounced through it and tramped it down. And he holds a hand up at you and he says, "Stay away from me, Arendelle."
I'm not Arendelle.
I've heard that too many times to believe it.
Okay, fine. Would you at least like me to lead you to the others?
You see, like, a moment of just confusion wash across his face because his hood's still down. And he goes, "What I want you all to do is leave me alone."
We're your friends. Quite frankly, if you and them can't trust me, I'm the one that should go, not you.
He kind of
If
tosses his hood back up and he goes, "You may still be my friends. But after 8 years in the pits, I'm not yours." And he turns around and begins walking away through the grass.
all right, Elliot will sort of just sit there in contemplation for a few minutes. And he'll probably spend the rest of the night just roaming the surface.
Okay. So as the next morning the sun rises. Are you going back before the sun rises?
About dawn, he'll hang out around the surface
Of the tunnel that you
where,
made?
yeah.
So as the sun rises, Newson, Lyra, and Lulin, you wake up. And you see a tunnel outside the hut leading off into the distance, and Elliot is gone. I'm assuming, Elliot, that you're hanging out, like, around the smoldering remains of his fire, because it was close enough to the
Yeah.
entrance.
With with Jeffries doing some loops.
Yep. So when you go back to the fire, and you sit down, you look at what's around the fire, you see that scribbled with the stick on the logs that made up, like, the base of this fire, or I guess the stones that made up, like, the base of this fire, is just scribbled in suit like he was writing it with the end of the stick that he was sticking in the fire. Is just repeatedly in different languages, "It's not real. It's not real. It's not real." And so we'll come back to you in a second. Lyra, Newson, and Lulin, what are you guys doing?
Okay.
as you wake up and find Elliot not there.
Mhm.
Lulun's gonna just, in a hurry, put on its armor.
In a hurry. 10 minutes
Yeah.
later, Lulin is ready.
Newson would give him a hand.
Okay, so you guys rapidly throw on Lulin's armor.
Yeah.
And then
I
make our
mean-
way.
He had to have left on purpose. I mean, he tunneled out, so
I would also like to point out this tunnel is wolf-sized.
yeah.
So
It's a bit it's actually appropriately sized for the minotaurs.
no,
it's
like
too-
little, like normal wolf, not
Yeah,
Oh,
like he full
werewolf.
full
dog
wolfed. He didn't go
wolf.
hybrid, he full wolf.
Got it,
Yeah.
got it. A heckin'
So,
doggo. We'd have to make
even
it bigger.
possibly too small for Lyra.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Lulun's just gonna shape Earth.
Yeah.
And go zoom to the surface.
So when you guys arrive on the surface, there's kind of like a light fog over like through about 2 feet up through this tall grass.
Mm-hmm.
And in the distance a little bit, like about 30 yards away, like I said earlier, you can see, are you still wolfed out, like full wolf?
Yeah.
You guys can see
Just the
a
dog
wolf
sleeping.
sitting next to the smoldering remains of a fire.
I guess Lear's gonna go up and say, "What happened? What's going on?"
There was something up here. It's okay. It was nothing. Didn't want to wake you guys on the way back in.
All right.
I guess
Well,
after we cover up the hole, we'd walk over as well.
Yeah, Lulun's gonna see your little flesh wound, and he's gonna start tending to it.
Yeah. Elliot does not
Yeah.
look good even in wolf form. He's got thistles and shit stuck in his fur.
Mhm.
Like there's dirt and mud in his fur from where he dug a furrow through the fucking ground.
True.
Feel like you might be underselling your nighttime misadventures. Newson says, just kind of looking over how mussed up he looks.
Lear's gonna prestidigitate.
Yeah, especially since
Prestidigitate. Boom.
we
Yep.
know
Clean
Elliot to
dog.
be very put together all the time.
You gain 8 healing. Look at that.
Whoa, whoa.
Nice.
Healthy dog.
Healthy dog indeed.
Healthy dog, but tired dog.
Can I look around the fire pit as well?
Yes. Important question for you, Elliot. Did you leave the words on the stones or have you gotten rid of them?
I mean, I wouldn't have cleaned them probably.
But are the words still like
probably would've-
legible? Like you didn't like
Yeah,
wipe them off,
probably.
like you didn't like smudge them up or
Yeah.
anything to tell your story.
I just left them. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, you would all see around this fire are essentially like river stones, and written on them from top to bottom, crossing the words are crossing themselves, like they're not written in neat lines. They are like
Yeah.
a patchwork of words, just "it's not real," written in languages that you all understand and some that none of you do.
Yeah. Newson just crouches down by it and kind of like touches the edge of the stone and looks up at Lyra and just says, looks at Lyra and, oh, hello?
Oh,
Hello.
hello.
Oh my god.
Howdy.
You're just gonna sit in
Howdy.
quietly, Nom?
I was just stopping in to say hi, and everything hurts.
Oh,
Oh no.
It hurts to laugh. Guys, stop making me laugh.
Okay.
Quit it.
Okay.
We won't be any.
Okay,
We
we'll
won't be
be
any
very-
funnier than we normally are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. No,
oh
stop!
no.
Stop.
I'm muting my mic.
How's everybody doing?
We're doing good.
Living life.
That's good.
We're
that's
doing good, not being funny.
Nom,
Yeah,
do you
not-
want to
Epic.
tell chat why you weren't here?
I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and I haven't pooped in 2 days, but I did, and now I feel a little bit better.
We can't do anything if you make yourself laugh.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
You know, I'm pretty sure the not eating before surgery, it doesn't count for wisdom teeth removal.
No, it definitely does.
Does it?
Yeah.
The not eating
I was
before
not
the
told
not
that.
eating before surgery is so that in case they have to open you up to save your life, you don't have a bunch of shit in your system.
Well, no, it was so I didn't throw up while I was under the.
Okay, I can see
Yeah.
that.
That is
Yeah.
also valuable.
So I'm gonna give a quick little fun story. So I got my wisdom teeth pulled whenever I was 16, and they were like past beyond like adult sized.
Oh,
Yeah, I proceeded to eat a burger and fries the literal next day.
Oh my god,
my-
what is wrong with you?
I think Brando has the pain. If I know anything from the stories I've heard about Brando and his sister, they have the pain tolerance of like Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
I could barely have peaches this morning.
Yeah.
Did you get
The-
some appy sauce?
I did.
My man's
Okay.
got appy sauce.
The pain medication they prescribed me was it was hydrocodone and acetaminophen.
Yeah.
Mm,
So it it did its job.
It was
Did its
functional.
job.
Has everybody in here had their wisdom teeth out except for me?
I
Yeah.
haven't.
Oh wow.
that's why you guys are
So
so
wise.
It's so true.
I mean, to be fair, I kept mine until I was 28.
And
Yeah.
look at you
Nice.
now.
Yeah.
I
Look
don't know,
at
my
you
wisdom
go.
teeth
Extra
didn't
wise.
say
Well, it was
anything.
just because I had a bunch of teeth pulled when I got braces, so
Hmm.
most of
Yeah,
mine
it
came
was
in.
friggin'
most-
braces.
Yeah, my top ones came in like normal teeth. Really, the only reason I had to have them removed is just because they're not like they didn't stay intact the way
Yeah.
like normal teeth do, so they started to just like degrade over time. And
Yeah,
I was
my
like, well,
dentist
time to get
was
them
like-
yanked.
Yeah, my dentist was like, "You only need 2 out, but the other 2 could be like bad things later on." And I was like, "Just take them all out." I was like, "Just get them
Yeah.
out. I don't want to deal with that."
Yeah.
Fun fact, chat.
If I'm doing this, I'm doing it once.
Fun
Right.
fact,
Yeah,
chat.
exactly.
Newton is the only Minotaur in history to have her wisdom teeth removed, and that's why she doesn't have any wisdom.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh,
I was gonna
Alrighty.
say I have
Sad.
5 wisdom teeth, or I should say I had 5 wisdom teeth,
yeah, you got the
and
wisdom.
they were
teeth.
all sorts of directions.
You
know,
got the
one of them was
extra-
pointed up. It was the top of my mouth. It was
Oh,
pointed up.
no.
It was growing towards my brain. I don't
What-
know how that's possible.
What kind of bullshit evolution left us with wisdom teeth?
Right?
Right?
I was
mean,
also
I
gonna
feel-
say after I got mine out, I ate mashed potatoes for like a week and a half, but that was mostly
Yep.
because I remembered mashed potatoes existed.
Well, apparently they
Exactly.
They stuck the main reason I haven't like been able to eat a lot was actually because of my throat, because they had like a tube down my whole throat.
Oh,
For
you
the
got
procedure, I guess.
intubated for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
damn.
my throat was like destroyed, and it still like
Oh.
kinda is, but it's like I can talk right now.
I
But
know you just sound like Nom normally.
well,
Yeah,
doing Nam's
always-
voice, I think would destroy me.
Yeah,
Today.
you don't have to. You can
You
just
would
sit
die.
in. If you
Well, I'm
want
gonna-
to say
I'm gonna
anything as
go
Nom, you
back
can just talk
to-
normal.
Well, I'm just gonna go back to relaxing on the couch.
Good plan.
Understandable.
I need to get
Yeah.
more medicine in me soon. I just want
Yeah.
to stop in and say hi.
Completely
Well,
understandable.
We're glad you came by to say hi, and I hope you feel better soon.
Take
Thank
some
you.
R&R.
Better soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty. I will talk to you all later.
All
Goodbye.
right.
Talk
Have
to
a
you
good
later.
time.
Bye.
All right. So, Newson, you looked at Lyra.
And well, looked at everyone, but specifically Lyra, and said, "Have you seen this? It definitely looks like whoever was here is out of the pits."
Oh yeah, you're right. Elliot, did you say you saw this person?
Yeah. Can I ask you something?
Uh-huh.
Back in the pits, you both sort of flinched when you saw me. Why was that?
Well, I mean, I don't know about Lyra. We didn't, have much shared experience, but whoever was creating the um mindscapes to try and psychologically torture us, the ones that I wasn't very good at recognizing were not real, um were using you guys to harm us, but a lot of mine was you, probably because I mean, they were in our heads, and obviously they took a lot of my memories, so they probably saw that, you know, we had had some tension. Um, but in mine, you're kind of the arbiter of uh torture. We had come up in the false memories that I had. We had come up against each other on the battlefield at the World Tree, and you were a necromancer instead of just
A diviner?
yeah, a diviner. So you killed
Diviner.
me. You can't just do that.
I'm gonna kill your character.
I'm doing it. You gonna
I
get got.
hardly know her.
I shouldn't have let you survive last night. Could have avoided all of this.
So,
Sorry.
yeah, so I mean, they were using you to try and uh, extract information about the locks and the world trees from me. Uh, they used your image. I mean, it was you, but it wasn't you. It was you sometimes, but sometimes you were Arendelle. Um, and sometimes you were all scarred up, and sometimes you were normal, and there's a reason it was kind of confusing when you guys got there. Eh, but I don't know about Lyra's experiences.
They they definitely tried to have you be like the main, I guess, antagonist of my alternate history. But it was kind of more than that because the night that I got taken, someone was using your face as well. And later I figured out that they had a changeling who was taking your shape too, so it could be even more confusing because we saw you sometimes in reality. Um,
A
but
changeling?
mhm.
Or native to this realm or plane?
Are they native to this realm?
No. Besides the time that you heard them say the word changeling, none of you know what those are.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Oops. Okay.
Well, you can infer that based on the conversation you heard. So all the information that you have said so far is information you would have known from the conversation you overheard, Lyra.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Newson's just like, there was someone actually using Elliot's face?
Yeah, Lilith's gonna like look at like Lyra. The heck is a changeling?
Yeah.
Well, from what I, can infer, I guess they can take the shape of someone else. Um, but not with like well, I don't know, maybe with a spell, but it seemed to go a little deeper than like a disguised self. Um,
Well, if I have a
So
copy of me walking around somewhere, that might be a big problem for us.
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess we should discuss ways we need to figure out some kind of like I don't know, password or something. Something to mention or talk about that would let us know that it's the real one. I mean, I don't know if these change changelings
Mhm.
can mimic powers too. I mean, I suppose asking Elliot to just wolf out if we don't know it's him isn't exactly, you know, realistic in every situation, but it'd probably be a pretty good indicator, right? If
Well,
Maybe,
I
but
I have a potential solution. Um, we could it could also just be at the name of either wolf time or dog time. Even if Elliot's the one to say wolf time or dog time, you know, I could also change to a dog.
hmm, maybe.
So
I
if
mean, this is kind
one
of
of
all for
you,
naught if they get a hold of our memories again, though. So
true.
it's not necessarily foolproof. It's not a bad idea. We should do it, but
or maybe
I'm
I'm
we,
always happy for some
struggling.
wolf time.
If
or
Yeah,
maybe we should just every so many days just change something little about our appearance.
Yeah, I mean, I think, dog time's at least a good temporary plan,
Mm,
until we can think of something maybe more concrete.
yeah.
There,
I'll think about something that will be foolproof.
if you throw a stick, you know he'll chase it.
true.
And I'll chase it faster.
Now, I remember as a kid, just faint. Oh, I can't remember exactly what it was, but those. Uh, there was something about marriage tattoos, Lyra. When I was a kid, a husband and wife would get soul linking tattoos that would glow in each other's presence. I wonder if that's a type of magic we could find or use
That
to
might work.
determine legitimacy
Yeah,
between the group.
if we got them in secret somewhere that wasn't easy to observe.
The big toe. Oh, or the hoof.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Most minotaurs have tattoos, but none of them have them on their hooves, and there's a reason. It's kind of like like your all's fingernails, right? Like they
Mm,
grow.
I see. Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
They
You
get scuffed.
you guys
They
kind
yeah.
just come
of
off eventually.
you guys kind of all hear MZ's voice and he goes, I got an idea.
Oh,
yep.
Let's hear it.
If he don't got a guru that talks, it ain't him.
true.
That's that's
Well,
that's correct.
I mean, yes, it kind of depends. Like, when we were, dreaming of the fake Elliot, there were also plenty of realistic excuses for why people weren't there, why he didn't have things. I think it's better to add on, like Elliot said, than it is to depend on things we already have. You know, it's
Mm,
it's easy to say like I was ambushed, they took my stuff.
Ah,
One of the times he told us that Lulin and Nom had died trying to get into the pits to save us, so that's why they weren't there. None of it is
that
unbelievable.
that makes sense. He could lose guru like you lost dipshit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it
Oh,
could.
I'm out of ideas. I tried to help. I'm going back to
No,
sleep.
no, those
It
were
was a
good
good
ideas.
idea.
It was
Those
it
were
was a good
ideas.
idea,
You just hear
but
as the voice goes up, you just hear the pages.
But I agree, Elliot. I think if we could find someone who could do magical tattoos or something, something that linked us specifically that we could get secretly, that would be ideal.
Can I do
Mhm.
a history check to see if there's somebody like that in
Hmm.
maybe not even Oldfast, but like in the surrounding area?
You can roll me
Yeah.
a history check.
Because even though
May
we're known for
Yeah, I would.
intricate like tattoo, yeah, no,
Yeah.
Lulu don't
Oh,
know.
well, I was gonna say I would give you advantage because I could be like, oh, well, maybe in X area,
So
since
I'll just say the whole party's working together, and with your combined knowledge, you can figure this out.
Mhm.
While magical tattoos, especially for marriage, are a ceremony that transferred slightly to Zrea, like some of the elves picked it up. It is primarily a Ganassi binding ritual.
Mm.
So that's done on Levace, if I remember correctly.
It would be done in Slagos now because Onlevace is no longer a Ganassi city.
Got it, got it, got it.
But it was primarily like a very cultural form of magic for the Ganassi. More specifically, the Earth Ganassi that lived in the desert and would occasionally run into things like, what are they called? When you see something in the desert, mirages and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Mm. Well,
And through the relationship between the Earth Ganassi, Apud, and Zrea, kind of some transfer of culture.
oh, maybe Lyra,
Mhm.
your book. Do you think your book has your mini book that can be any book? Do you think that would have information about it? Maybe we could figure out how to do it ourselves
Um,
instead of having to go to Slagos or to find a Ganassi who could do it.
yeah, maybe. Let me try. And she'll try to pull out a book on the topic of, I guess, marriage runes.
Um, so you managed to pull up a book about magical tattoos, but since you will be traveling, you know it's going to take you a couple days to get through this book and parse out any useful
Gotcha.
information from it. But you do have a book on magical tattoos.
Okay, then I'll flip through and say, this looks promising. It's gonna take me a couple days to get through, but
Well, I think we've got a lot of walking to do, so
mhm.
I know, chat. I can't believe that they were going to go looking for a library when Lyra's holding one.
Look, I forgot.
Lyra forgets that she has every book she could ever want.
It's been a fan fiction for so long, and I'm not finished yet. And what if I lose my place?
Yeah, like
Oh,
what
for
if you
sure.
can't find the fan fiction again?
Right, it's a
Bro, if
problem.
it's been
Yeah, the fan
destroyed,
fiction,
it's gone.
the fan fiction is actually between a minotaur and a human named
True.
uh, uh,
Brad and Chad.
What?
Ruzin, and like Myra.
It's a fan fiction.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's actually Ruzin and Myra.
yeah,
Oh my
so
god, I
true.
got it. Yeah.
To be
It's
fair,
definitely not
that
actively being written.
to be
Yeah,
fair though,
yeah.
Isaac is right. There is a stipulation to your book where it can't make works that have been destroyed.
Yeah.
See, what if the author got embarrassed? Sometimes that happens, and then they just delete them, and it's so sad.
Now I'm gonna make you roll anytime you try and find your fan fiction again,
No.
just so you
Oh
know.
my god. Just in case the author deleted it out of
Just
embarrassment.
in case the author read it again and was like, "This is trash," and tossed it in a fire.
That's the problem when it's not published, because then there's only the one copy. Oh my god.
I think Lulin would like be walking with you, trying to also read it as well.
Yeah. I was
Oh
I was
yeah.
gonna say, do we need to like carry you so you can focus, or I don't
Uh,
want you to like fall in a hole because you're reading a book and walking at the same time.
To be fair, you
well,
guys are still around this fire, aren't you? Or
Well,
have you
yeah, but
started
I
moving?
I assume we're in the process of like going on our way because I don't think that both Newson and Lulin would probably be pretty edgy out in the grasslands.
Yeah.
Well, I was planning on just walking and reading at the same time. Now I'm realizing that might be a bad plan as you're saying this. So maybe, but also I don't want to tire you out.
You couldn't tire me out. You're like 100 pounds soaking wet. She just scoops you up.
Lyra blushes.
Believe me, whenever me and Newsen was training, bonked her on the head a little too hard. Carrying Newsen was no offense, but you're not exactly the weight and size of a Minotaur. I assure you it's not going to be a problem.
It's true. You did give me a couple good whacks with the hammers when we were
And,
training.
and right back at you. As he's like, rubbing like the scar on his cheek,
Yeah, yeah.
like an axe swipe.
Half my scars are from Knowles and the other half are from Lulin.
Alrighty. As you guys kind of begin heading across these plains, are you guys staying above ground or are you going back underground?
A good question.
I assume we could make better time above ground.
You would
Yeah.
absolutely make better time above ground.
It would be
Especially with
absolutely-
Nom.
Yeah, it would be less exhausting, especially on our end, because even though we're using cantrips, that's still
It's
a lot of
still,
energy
yeah.
being used.
Hmm.
Well, I think that
Um,
Knowles are more dusk time hunters, so I think as long as we get underground, before it gets too dark, we should be okay.
Alrighty.
Just keep a low profile.
So as you head through the plains, somebody roll me a D100.
I guess I'll do it.
I
Unless
don't
someone
want
else
to do it. I
wants
got
to.
a
I
30
do
and
have
20 something.
Jeffries circling, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna roll it. 91.
Whoa.
Also, the entire time you had Jeffries by the fire with Allrond, all I wanted to say was, "Who are you?" I just terrible owl jokes were in my soul at that moment.
Incredible.
Big support.
Mhm.
As you are walking forward, you hear in the distance, and from you guys have been in enough fights to know it's probably more than a mile away from you right now. You hear the sounds of what sounds to be an incredibly bloody fight. Not like two armies clashing, but like two groups of individuals clashing. And if you choose to continue heading towards it, the sounds kind of fade by the time you make it another 300 or 400 yards.
It's directly ahead of us, you said, or
It's kind of northeast of you. So you're heading east, it's kind of northeast of you that you're hearing this.
do
Does
we
Jeffrey see anything more?
Are you sending him out to look and report back?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys begin heading east down the path. When Jeffries returns, he tells you that he found the site of the battle, and all he could find were 20 or 30 gnolls that looked like they had been ripped apart and no other corpses.
Well, it would seem that some gnolls got their ass beat. So, unless they have particularly valuable loot, we probably ought to just keep going.
When I say ripped apart, I want to be clear. Jeffries could not tell how many there were unless he stopped and put the pieces back together.
So they look like whenever Lulin
A wolf
cleaved
attack, per se?
one of the boys.
It looks like something was like grabbing these things by the arms, ripping their arms off their corpses, and then beating other gnolls with them. Imagine what would happen. Imagine Chewbacca meeting a bunch of stormtroopers in an alley. That's what this looks like.
Sounds like whatever those gnolls met is not something that we want to meet.
Yeah. Well, carry on, I suppose.
All right, you guys head another couple miles through the brush before the sun begins to set, and the fog kind of begins to move back in.
Well, back underground then.
Yeah, I think so. I think that'd be the best place to set up the tiny hut.
Fucking meerkats. With Elliot popping his head up every once in a while to look for prey, and then straight
He
back
just
down.
gives. If he sees a predator, he gives a little bark to alert the rest of us.
He sees
Yeah.
a snake, he just kills it.
Yes.
True.
I'll have you know, Meerkat Manor was my jam as a child.
Yes.
Meerkat Manor
Yes.
is incredible.
Meerkats
So
are
good.
violent goddamn animals.
Meercows, yes.
Yes, mere cows.
Sky, please.
Yes.
Can we get mere cows? Can we please get mere cows?
Yes.
I
I will draw a mere cow for us.
Alrighty. As you guys head to sleep, you're obviously using Liam's tiny hut.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna look to Lutlin. You got the digging for tonight? I'm gonna go
Yeah, I can
find
do
something
that.
to eat if that's all right. And then using Jeffries and Wolf mode, he's gonna go do some hunting, see what he can find dinner wise.
Lulin's gonna make this hole kind of like on YouTube, like two guys making a house in the middle of the jungle. He's gonna make it look extraordinary.
Oh my god, what is that called?
Wow.
Primitive
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It don't
Primitive
matter.
tech.
All those videos are fake.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but
But they're still cool.
Lulin not fake.
Lulin has magic.
Yeah, Lulin has magic and Lulin's not fake.
Alright, Elliot, give me a survival check.
Good.
Add advantage because you
Yeah.
got that bird's eye view.
Perfect.
Natural 20. You
Nice.
managed to bring back a very large deer. Unless you're eating it all yourself while you're there.
Now I'll drag it back to camp and do proper butchery for the crew.
Alright, while they are setting up camp, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. Quick 5-minute little bio break.
okay.
And we will see everybody when we return for more shenanigans. We will shenan again.
We will
Shenan
shenanigan
again.
Alright, we'll see
Oh.
everyone in a minute.
Rambo so honky.
Jack
Really
can hear us
embracing the
again.
cow.
Jack can hear us again, by the way.
Oh, by the way, there was no music that whole time.
What? I turned on music.
I'm unmuted the stream and it was silent.
All right, I will figure. My audio settings have been all sorts of fucky wucky lately. Like my mic was also low, so I had to adjust that. So I'll take a look at all that and get it all worked out. Alrighty. You guys are back in your hole for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys doing watches? Are you guys talking about anything? Anybody curious about why Elliot asked you if he was in the pits? Like anything? Any conversations, I guess, still need to get resolved?
Well, I mean, I assume we're gonna be up for a while cooking a giant ass fucking deer. So
True, you would be.
Mm-hmm. And so from my reading today, do I have anything yet? Like, do I know if this book is going to tell me how to do this? Do I know if this will work for the purpose we need it for?
From today's reading, roll me an intelligence check.
Alrighty. Rolling. Intelligence. Just
flat intelligence.
flat intelligence? Okay.
I guess you could do a save if you wanted to, because never mind, you nat 20.
damn,
Oh, nice.
go off.
So you actually got a lot of reading done today, more than you expected to. So you both understand that magical tattoos need to be done with a magic quill, but that only takes a ritual to create. You haven't gotten to the ritual part of the book yet, so you don't know exactly what the ritual is. But you're
Okay.
also beginning to understand a lot of the basic symbology that goes into the different meanings of magical tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got for today.
Okay, cool. And so I guess one of the questions that I'm sort of reading towards is like, under a detect magic spell, are we going to be able to tell that these things are like the specific magical tattoo that we made?
So
And like how easy is that to replicate?
you would know from reading the beginnings of the book and the process and all that the tattoos are only linked. You can't add another link into the tattoo. The links have to be built at the creation of the tattoo.
Okay, gotcha.
So if you guys all get tattoos that light up when you're around each other, somebody else couldn't fake that. Unless they had one of you like in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe keep Nom in sight.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, but the magic in tattoos doesn't get any stronger, it doesn't get any weaker. It is whatever magic is put in the tattoo at the creation of the tattoo.
Okay.
And nothing else can be added or subtracted. It's a very permanent effect, per se.
Okay, cool. In which case, as we're like preparing this food, Lyra would kind of be chatting about that and saying like, I think this is gonna work. Like, this stuff, it can't really be replicated. You can't add someone in afterward. So I think these really would only glow in the presence of each other.
Well, it seems like was a good suggestion. Hopefully, does it seem realistic that like we could do them ourselves?
Well, I haven't gotten to the ritual yet, so not totally sure what it will require, but I'm optimistic.
Right.
Yeah, you were optimistic about the potion of expedious hair growth too.
Okay, we don't talk about the potion of expedious hair growth.
You figure out if you were gonna get your grade from him or not?
Oh god. I have no idea.
Yeah,
And
what?
honestly, at this point, I feel like I should try to drop the class and then get a new professor. Because I think I could make a argument that he's biased against me particularly.
What actually happened to the human professor? What was his name?
Malum?
Malum. Yeah, that's the one.
Mhm.
We kind of. I mean, me and Lyra were gone, and you guys are banned from Koboldia. Like, is he still in jail there?
No, he was able to pay his back taxes. Um, so I think he probably left at this point.
Hey, speaking of, we still have those potions.
Yeah,
Potions?
we do. Well, they convert sort of a magical manipulations to the physical realm. So the idea was if one of us was to be affected by the spells in the hedge, we would be able to take this potion, and it would, in exchange for some cognitive pain, uh, prevent us from being manipulated.
Oh, I see. And you got those from this Malum guy?
Yes, yes, we did.
Got it.
You know,
I
maybe I
don't
should
remember
identify
what the
them.
magic potions do. And it's not on their description, so I can't see it too. What do you want to remind me how I said they worked?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't
Awesome.
remember either. Quite frankly.
Anyways, moving along, I'll come up with a new one and put it in there.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yes.
So he just kind of went on his way.
yep. Not much we could do. We were coming after you two.
I guess that's fair. Um, is that going to be a problem for us?
For who? Seems unlikely.
Wasn't he
I think
heading
he
to?
knows that he couldn't kill the group.
I don't think that he was the one that was like, I'm going directly back to the elves after this to help train new wizards to kill minotaurs.
Those were his
Ah,
exact words, but yeah, I think that's about the sum of it.
God,
He's a
Panda,
professor.
15
Had a
months.
Also, yeah,
Thanks for the sub.
Panini.
Panini,
Keep
thanks
it.
for the sub. 15 months.
nice.
I know, that's almost a second Twitch baby.
Almost.
I'm just gonna
Well,
start giving Dungeon Doggo treats when people subscribe. This seems fair for her. She has to sit here quietly while I do things.
I agree.
All right, bet.
100%.
To be fair, I'm gonna cap it at 5. I'm not gonna make her fat by over spoiling her. That'll make her sick. I don't want to make Dungeon Doggo sick.
probably a good plan. I guess it is what it is. Um,
Give the baby the treats.
feed the
Aurora.
dog.
Above.
Come here. Come here. The people want to see you. They want to see you get the treat. They need the proof I gave it to you.
True. We would not believe otherwise.
Yeah, if we don't see the dog get the treat, did it really get the treat in the first place?
Oh.
You know, that's the same logic they used to try to get fed twice. So,
Exactly.
alrighty. We were talking about Malum before I got sidetracked by subs.
No, we were just talking about more important things, being Aurora.
I meant
True.
in game. Did I lose audio?
No.
Oh.
So I guess the plan is we're heading for the world tree, and I guess we're gonna try and communicate with it when we get there. I'm not.
I mean, one of y'all can. They don't like me.
Damn it, Craig.
Choo
Let's
choo.
go, Greg. Let's go, Greg.
Chugga 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 choo choo.
Choo-choo.
And we are back to 21 dice rerolled.
Yay! We can never fail because we can just re-roll. I'm not sure what the area around the world tree is actually going to look like. We're gonna have to be kind of aware. I'm not sure if anybody has claimed or protected that space. I mean,
I'm not sure either.
I'm not gonna lie, it's
I yeah, you don't need to say it.
pretty horrible. I mean,
Unfortunately, and like Luna's like choking up on his words, and unfortunately, this is something we have to witness again.
yeah, it's not gonna be easy. That's for sure. But it's hard to say. I mean, at least, I guess your dad told us that the red pits are controlled by the elves right now.
Right.
And a big part of my red pit torture hallucinations were them trying to get information out of me regarding what happened at the Battle of the World Tree. Y-
They asked.
So,
Sorry.
well, they were. It seems that right now, at least the person who is controlling those dreams, but I'm assuming maybe elven intelligence in general, believe that the Minotaurs are responsible for turning both armies to stone. It was, well, out of Elliot's mouth, but, or I guess I should say Arendelle when I'm talking about this weird dream Elliot, that it seemed like they were really the information he was pushing me for was how we had manipulated the world tree to turn everybody to stone, and or how, what magic we had that they didn't know about, eh, and it was, I mean, it seems like nobody really knows what happened for certain, because when, we made it after the fact, we assumed it was something that the elves had done. Of course, that wasn't something I said in my dream interrogations, but I don't know if that means that the elves are there researching it right now, or trying to figure it out. I mean, I can't imagine. I don't know if they've already taken Abila. It's a possibility that there's forces around that area that we're going to have to be wary of.
Yeah, one of my dream interrogators, asked me about the trees, and I gave them some false information, and it seemed like they were able to test it, because they knew it was not real fairly quickly,
Hmm.
which means they had access to one of the trees, although it could be the tree in Zoraya.
Yeah. What's weird is, your dad said it was elf controlled, but I mean, outside of the imaginary Elliot, I don't think we actually saw any elves while we were there. Just the human, and then the changeling, I guess, and the other prisoners. that strikes me as a little odd because, I mean, as far as I was aware, Stipvale is where most humans live, and the humans haven't been allied with Zorea up to this point.
Well, there are plenty of humans that made themselves indentured servitude, and their children often ended up with the same sentence that
Oh.
served many royal stations in Zorea.
So you think this one is probably one of those
Well, they're
indentured?
or just another human among the elves. With only the difference of the years, it's harder for them to be as prejudiced as it is for someone with hooves. No offense, it's just that they're easy.
It,
It's easier to tell.
it,
To
it is what it is.
Yeah. I guess it's just, kind of a foreign concept for me.
And, well, Cardin was trying to ally with them. And they were
True.
at the trial all the way back then.
True.
That is true. Just, I mean, I can't help but say it's a little disheartening. Feels like all the sides of the continent are closing in on us,
Yeah, it's not great. Maybe you get the dwarves on your side.
It might be nice. It might be nice.
Out
To
of
have
character.
dwarves on our side.
Get
Out of
the
character,
dwarf
that would go
on
so
your
bad
side.
so fast.
Oh yeah.
Luzin and Lulu would show up and take one look at their weapons and be like, wow, these are really shit craftsmanship. And then the dwarves would also be coming after them.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really communicated with the dwarves at all for.
Ever. The dwarves are very isolationist.
Yeah. For as long as.
Same thing with the Aarakocra.
Yeah.
Bourgeoisie. You don't
Very
really see
isolated.
many of them.
Yeah. They kind of keep to themselves. Which, I mean, I guess is better than them being involved. And, Anleves is kind of just their own mess.
It really is.
Well, I think at this point we just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And
See what
try
we
our best.
find when we get there.
Right.
Alrighty.
I hope we are able to get in contact with some people from Urilla. It'd definitely be helpful to understand the state of things back home without putting us in the middle of the actual Minotaur cities. The Furbolgs were always a bit more neutral.
This deer on the... I'm assuming you guys spit roasted this deer.
Presumably, yeah.
Or
That
Isaac
was-
just shoved a bar of metal into it and has been casting heat metal this entire time.
Well, I was considering like digging an extra little cavern and leaving it to smoke overnight.
Oh, getting the good stuff.
Basically,
I'm
what I'm
assuming
getting
at
at is
least
I just need to know how you're cooking it so I can tell you what you smell.
I'm assuming at least one haunch is staying raw for you.
Yeah. I would say like the body diced up, put in smoke room, smoked, and then the rest probably cooked over the fire.
Don't we still have a bunch of that wolf fish in the bag of holding too?
Should,
I
yeah.
don't know. Probably.
I think.
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
think
that's not good. Oh no.
Actually, no.
couple-
Food in the bag of holding stays good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I put a couple fillets in there from the one elven deserter that we met.
I forget how many like specific
Deserter.
counts.
Yeah, you know, the guy whose arm got stoned up around the tree.
I hardly
Yeah.
know her.
That's what Isaac
about
was
to get
fishing
kicked.
for.
I'm about to get kicked.
You're not going to. Rosie's the one who said it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Whoa.
I watched
Betrayal.
PT go from like a little zoned out to focused on his monitor.
I've thought about my actions. I'm so sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. I think it's funny, but it's only funny if I make it funnier by being mad about it.
Oh yeah.
Ha ha ha! Classic comedy! Anyways,
So the
you
deer,
guys-
the
yeah.
deer is smoking. Some of it is probably being cooked
and some of
quicker
it
so
is
that we
just
can
being
eat it
straight up
tonight.
eaten by Elliot. But
Yeah, and some of it's
Most
being eaten
definitely.
raw.
the one that you guys kind of have hung over the fire is getting like the smell's fantastic. It's starting to drip grease into the fire, so you know it's just about done.
When we butcher it, Newson kind of like looks like it would probably be just like a quick, but like looks kind of sad at the like antlers.
Oh.
Newson just
She's having a hard
taping the
time.
antlers onto her horns.
No, it would just be more of a like, oh yeah, I am reminded of what I've lost kind of vibe. Before just like setting the extra stuff aside.
Alrighty.
But
So after a while, the food is ready.
yes.
I don't know why. I assumed that Lulin was the cook of this group. I don't know if that's accurate.
You want me to roll something?
No, I just
he's
who,
'cause he's
who was
certainly-
cooking it?
I mean, Lulin does kind of look like he'd grill up something nice.
You're the token dad, so you have to do the grilling.
Lulin has like a kiss the chef apron.
Yeah, so as for the first time you've ever needed to cook, Lulin just pulls an apron out and whips it out, and then pulls out a rack of spices from his bag.
Yeah, he has like spices, a spatula, little like that, little things like that. He's just gonna ask like the party. It's like, yeah, we have any like do you have any like wine or anything? Do we have anything spices? Any
I feel like if anyone's got wine, it's Elliot.
Did we ever give away the wine from that quest we needed? Like, did we actually give it to someone?
Yeah, we gave it back to him.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we Oh, we didn't we just give him dirty blood wine?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like we didn't even get what he asked for. We just gave him the blood wine off the floor.
And that's probably not what you want to baste your fucking deer in.
No.
But I don't know if we've actually intentionally kept any alcohol. I mean, like I said, Elliot's got the bag of holding, so if anyone stashed any, it's probably him.
I honestly think this is the first time you guys have eaten anything but rations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't from a bar.
Yeah,
well.
that when we're not in like a city,
A
basically.
city. 'Cause in cities,
Yeah.
you guys just go eat.
Mm-hmm.
In Brester, you get whatever you want.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Honestly.
Can we say that Nom pulled the wine?
Oh, so
Yeah.
true.
Nom,
Yeah.
Nom just so as Lulin's asking around for this, Nom just starts pulling it out and handing it to him. The apron that he gives you, Lulin, says "Don't grill me" on the front.
Lulin's like already wearing his kiss the chef apron. He looks at it, he's like, I'll use this one for whenever this one gets dirty. I don't have the time to clean it. He's just gonna stuff the other apron in his bag.
Yeah. So you guys have the food is prepared well when you guys start digging into it.
Susan is enjoying the shit out of it.
And what Lulin would also do is that like he would like take like a hunk of like the raw meat and he would also like marinate it with like the wine, so like herbs and spices, and like not cook it for Elliot. Just make it a little fancy.
A little bit blue.
Yeah.
You like hold it about 3 feet up from the fire, like turn it in one circle and give it to him.
Actually, I think Lulu will like prepare maybe like a hunk of leg, and like he would stick like the bone into like the fire so like the marrow cooks, but like the meat actually doesn't.
Oh,
Are you guys venting the smoke out of the top of
Yes.
the ground?
yeah, I
Yes.
definitely.
Cool. I need to make a roll real quick.
That's fine. We deserved this.
I mean,
Yeah, whatever
it's that or
happens is
die
worth
of
it.
suffocation.
Cool. Anyways,
Um,
can you guys
yeah.
hear when I make private rolls?
I mean,
No.
I can see.
Oh wait, maybe.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just heard
yeah,
a
we
roll.
can
Yeah.
hear the roll. Yes,
Okay.
that wasn't a private roll though.
The one I just made?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. I made 2 rolls just now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. I was confusion. But yeah,
Confusion.
Newson is just gonna enjoy the shit out of actual food.
And I think this
Mhm.
is like maybe like the first time Newson's
Yeah.
ever seen Leland cook.
It's like I didn't know my dad had this talent. It's like when you find out something new about your parent, and you're like, oh my god, I had no idea you could do that. But I'm impressed.
Okay. So, while we're eating, and this seems like I know we're like a half hour early, but this seems like a good stopping point. And I don't want to go too
Yeah.
far without Nom.
Mhm.
That-
Do we
that-
just
that-
want to
that's
like talk about D&D for the next half hour?
Yeah.
First things first, D&D trailer.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it. I'm excited. I feel like it's gonna be really
Sky is
campy.
angry at me for ending count time early. That's the silence.
Yeah, I am.
I don't want to go too far without him.
No,
I
that's fair.
understand.
But at the same time, I'm torn because we haven't played in 2 weeks. We're gonna go one more day.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, I mean, like we could just
Yeah.
roleplay this little dinner out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do
You
this.
got it. You got it. I just
Yeah.
wanted you guys to know that I don't have anything else prepped for you after the sleeps.
So like, I imagine Nom's being like the little helper. You know, I have like a little tray of like the spices that I do have. Even though like I feel like if I'm asking for something that isn't there, because like Leland doesn't like remember what he has, because this is his first time cooking in literally months. I feel like Nom's just pulling shit out.
every once in a while, he's handing you the wrong spice or like a spice you've never heard of because the bag's not always 100% accurate.
Yeah, and Lulu would like get like a little taste. No, not for this one. No, we'll just put it with the spices, and then label it with like a little like description of like what it tastes like. Yeah, it'll be a nice sear, medium well.
After some time, Lulin presents his dish to the Master Chef judges that are the other 3 party members.
For, no, I don't think there would be a side.
No
Lulu-
side.
Elliot's taking points off.
Yeah. But
Lulu's
Lyra's just
gonna
very
like
excited.
narrow his eyes. We could have a side. We have a side of dog. Lulu's just gonna. Lulu's
Dog
just
doesn't
start
taste
laughing.
good.
Oh my god. Wait.
I
You've
mean,
been
personally,
eating-
I prefer cow, but
Rude.
No, no, I kind of deserve that one. That was a little mean. I'm sorry.
Really went barking up the wrong tree there.
My god.
Lyra's just munching, but very carefully, not getting any grease on her book. She's like,
Reading, but also
Yeah.
eating.
Lulu
Yeah.
would have
eat
like
prestidigitate twice. Book.
yeah, exactly.
Lulu wouldn't have kept like the meat greasy. He would have like taken. He probably would have used like the other apron to like dab like a lot of the grease off to
Oh,
clean
yeah.
it.
Very nice.
I think he's gonna bottle that grease up. He's gonna bottle that shit.
Oh,
I
nice.
was gotta save some of the deer grease for later. Make some eggs in the morning.
can't find eggs, so he just makes balls out of what's left of the deer meat and pretends they're eggs.
It's like steak and eggs, but without the eggs or the steak.
I guess in the morning he could make surf and turf.
I could, yeah.
So true.
I prefer turf and turf.
Wow.
2 16-ounce steaks.
Raw, as always.
Raw.
Ron Swanson.
Yeah. So true, so true.
Oh yeah, don't you
Yeah.
guys still have the snake eggs? Was that this campaign?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I wanted to raise them though.
yeah. So that we could try and get more snake eggs. Like,
You want
I'm
a colony
pretty-
of snakes in the bag of holding. is what you're
yes,
telling me.
yes. I think we got. Do we have?
I mean,
two
I don't
or
think Lyra
three?
has told anyone about her plan, but
No, I don't
No.
think
she
so.
wants
Okay.
to raise.
I have a new plan for what we're doing for the end of the session. We're gonna one by one go through, and you're gonna tell me all the bullshit items in your inventories that I forgot about, because clearly
Oh,
there have been
no.
several.
Oh no.
All right, Elliot, what do you got for me?
You can't start on me.
Yes, I can. You have the most bullshit.
Well,
I was
I
gonna say
have-
I can. If
All right, Lulin, what do you have that I need to know about?
yeah, so I have an immovable rod.
Fuck me.
Wait, you do?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, I have an immovable rod, which I know of and I'm aware of at all times. It's just I've just been waiting and waiting and waiting.
You've been waiting for me to forget about it, and this really has put a damper on those plans.
Um,
Mhm.
I know I put some items on D&D Beyond that I don't think transferred over. I know I have the fancy twig.
The world tree twig.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, the world tree was a seed.
Yeah, the world tree was a seed. I have a twig that upon saying a code word or a magic word, it springs like an immovable rod, I think, or maybe that is the immovable rod. I don't know.
No, I think the twig
The
could
twig was something
block a
different.
door. Like, I think it would just, you could put it on the ground and say a code word, and I think it would just grow branches until it blocked whatever you were standing in front of. It's like a pseudo immovable rod. Because I now remember you buying the immovable rod. Okay. Do you have anything else?
I'm scrolling through D&D Beyond real fast, see if anything's on here. No, that's really it.
All right.
Because I don't have my axe hammer yet. Yeah, no. I just have that's all. That's all the fancy things.
Okay. Newsin, what do you have that I need to know about? I know your inventory is fucking stacked up full of shit, so.
It's not like that stacked up full of shit. I just have like some I picked up a lot of miscellaneous stuff early on that has just been like vibing, you know.
Vibin's from a different game.
I had the weird mushrooms. I specifically had 8 of them. I never determined how many I gave to the mushroom person.
We'll go
so I
3.
could-
You have 5 left.
Okay. I have a large chunk of a silver spike that fell on us in the first dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
I ripped off the tip of one. So I have like a large fistful of silver in the shape of a spike. I still have some red dragon wormling teeth and scales. I still have 2 jars of the spore powder from the witch's hut. I gave the dagger to Nam. We left the book because it was too heavy. Let me pull up
Which
my.
is saying a lot. Which is saying a lot considering there's 2 minotaurs in the party.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, we made it pretty clear that we couldn't have it, so.
It weighed like 800 pounds.
Exactly. So rude.
It could
If
have
we-
weighed a third of that.
Not permanently. You went over that when you tried to take the book.
Yeah, we tried to do that.
You didn't want to blow the spell slots on it.
Yeah, it's true.
I gotta look at my sheet again.
Just imagine
Those were a
you
lot of
pulling
the.
a minimized book out of the bag of holding and throwing it and dropping the spell.
Well, we didn't have the bag of holding at the time. That was the issue.
True.
We didn't we would have had to manually carry it. I had that tapestry for a while, but I'm pretty sure we left it in the dungeon. Where the heck did my inventory? I've got a lot of axes. Got a lot of those.
A lot of axes.
A lot of axes. I don't have. That must be. I think that's pretty much it. It's largely the giant chunk of silver that I've just been carrying around. Just
And you've got the Stormhorn. That too.
yes. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I
That's a more
remember that
recent-
one.
Yeah, that's a more recent acquisition.
All right, Lyra, what do you have?
Well, she doesn't have a lot. She hasn't picked up a ton, but she does still have the parasol
Mm-hmm.
that does darkness. She hasn't used it in a while because she hasn't needed to, but she has that still. And yeah, I think that's it besides her adventuring gear, her book, and now her little ribbon.
Is that all you have? Is that it?
I think so, unless I forgot something. Because we don't have her pick up the heavy things.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Elliot, tell me what's in
Well.
your inventory.
I have the Gru amulet. I have a big stick. I have. Let's see. Okay, part of the problem is that I don't know how to add items in this one. I only know how to add them in D&D Beyond. And when I added them over there, they kind of get wiped when you do your little sync.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I don't have the bag of holding in my inventory anymore. But I have that. I have a bunch of memory orbs of various origins. The potions of magic transference, which still yet to be determined what they do, apparently.
Yeah, I have to remember. I'm gonna go back and watch the VOD. Don't worry.
Okay, no worries. Moonblight, for obvious reasons, and that's about it. Oh yeah, and a big ass fish and a big ass deer in my bag of holding.
Apparently, I went to my actual D&D Beyond sheet. I also have some linked silver rings. And I forgot to mention my memory orbs. I still have 5 of those that I intentionally took out.
Okay, well, you have a lot more of them because you now have all of your memory orbs.
Well, no, because I was breaking those and reconsuming them so that I knew who Lyra was.
As you traveled. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even want to dig into Nom's inventory. I don't even want to go through that little kleptomaniac's backpack and see what's in there. I feel like that's just a threat to my sanity. That a movable rod's good to know about.
I forgot. I need to delete. I have to delete all my money. I forgot. Oh no, I did it on. I deleted all my money on
I only see
Foundry. I just didn't.
Yeah, I was about to say I only see 26 silver pieces. So
so sad. That's where all my money went. You spent it on you gave it to Malum.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna beat that guy up for milk money.
Beat that boy with the bat. Whack.
Now I'm taking his lunch money, and by lunch money I mean my 600 gold.
As you should, as you should.
Yeah.
And I guess you would still have the dress too.
Yeah. I guess technically I would have had to have changed back from that because I would have still been in it when you all came to rescue me. But
True.
definitely once we started traveling, I would have changed back into normal clothes.
Mhm.
Newsin tossing back on her shirt. Oh, thank God. Sleeves!
Nope.
Oh, yeah,
No
you don't have
sleeves.
sleeves.
No sleeves.
Newson does not believe in
Never.
sleeves. Never sleeves.
Sleeves are for the weak. Glares at Lulin.
I would never. I would never.
Elliot also does not believe in sleeves.
Yeah, well,
This is
he
true.
he got his slight buffness from being a wolf, and he was like, "Sun's out, guns out, baby."
Well, here's the
True.
thing. Lula just wears so much armor, right? So like he
Mhm.
kind of has to wear like long sleeves so doesn't get pronged by like little scraps of metal, little things like that.
Of course, of
Just-
course.
So like, on a normal day, Lula's probably like either shirt off or tank top.
So, I have to
Hell
ask,
yeah.
historically, in the backstory of Newsin and Lulin, after they did, gotten, skirmishes and all that, because they were in the military before the elves showed up. After they
Yes.
got in, skirmishes and all that, would Newsin be, giving him shit for wearing armor before it, and then after it, as he's tending the wounds, he'd be like, ho, 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 guess what? I'm not hurt,
Probably.
dumbass.
Absolutely.
Should have
Look,
worn armor.
I don't want the chainmail to hold me back, Lulin. When I'm
Has it hold-
kicking, when
did
I'm
it hold me
kicking,
back?
no. Well, I have more badass scars. Okay.
That's fine. You can have more badass scars all you want, but I'm standing up the longest.
Damn.
I think Elliot's relationship to armor as a child was he would get put in ceremonial armor by his family and be like, why is it so stiff?
Mm.
It's the worst.
Yeah, that's actually why Elliot dodged the draft. He didn't actually care about, the cause or why it was a bad war. He just didn't want to wear armor.
He was like, not the ceremonial armor, anything but that.
And I don't think Lyra's ever worn armor a day in her life.
No, she is not.
She's got her mage armor, and that's all she's ever needed.
So true.
And then Nom's armor's alive, so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nom's armor could eat him at any moment. We really got to keep an eye on that, you know?
Yeah, we do. We should let's give it some of the
Just
food.
literally one day, Nam is going to be gone, and there's going to be a chest just sitting there, and we're going to go, okay, what's in
Should
the
we
chest?
open that? Yeah.
So wait, if we open it, does Nom become the mimic?
Just a mimic with Nom's voice.
I would love the fact if you woke up one day and Nom was just gone and you guys just see the chest and you're like, well, let's just not fuck with it, you leave, and then later on Nom opens the chest and he's talking to his armor like, you were right, that thing I pulled out was a chest with an endless bottom, as he climbs out and sees that everybody else just fucking left him there. Fucking Home Alone.
No, we can't
True.
Home Alone Nom.
Nom would be the most capable of surviving a Home Alone situation. I firmly
I
believe
want that one.
Mhm.
I want that one shot so bad.
Someday, if
Nom
we ever
alone.
have,
Nom Alone.
if we
It's
go
a
back to
one-on-one shot.
Brester and properly, claim our keep, we'll just leave Nom in Brester one time.
Can we please do like a Christmas one shot where the rest of us are like the bad guys trying to get Nom,
Oh my god.
but in Home Alone fashion?
I think we
Yes.
That would be so good.
Well, we know he's good at the Home Alone thing because there's the whole myth in Koboldia that he destroyed an entire Null army by himself. I would
Mhm.
like to imagine that was very much a Home Alone situation, like dropping paint cans on ropes down and just knocking Nulls off the stairs to their deaths.
It turns out that actually happened on Christmas, and that's
Yo, I just planned my Christmas one shot.
There you go.
I'm
Oh
gonna
my
give
God.
Ferret as Nom 2 hours before everybody else gets there to prepare, and I'm gonna have you four play the Knolls.
Yes.
Hell
Nom
yeah.
alone.
Nom alone.
Next year for Christmas, we could do Nom Alone 2. Escape to Old Fest.
Oh my god. Nom alone 2, Electric
Yeah, instead of
Boogaloo.
Knowles, it's Bugbears now.
Exactly.
Oh, for sure.
Well, no, because remember, the second Home Alone movie was the same bad guys.
Yeah, but that's not fun.
I think watching Nom set traps will be fun.
Yes.
Can you imagine we're
but-
still playing this in 10 years and it just becomes a competition because 10 years from now you still haven't beat Ferret in a Christmas one shot? And it's just this aggressively competitive, like, we're gonna get you this year, buddy.
It ended up just turns into like 60 chess.
Oh my god. We're super just try-harding our Noel builds.
You have min-maxed your Knolls for
Yes.
the best chance of success.
Can
And
we
then
please-
Ferret has come up with some just bullshit trap. So like this time Isaac's like, my Knoll's ready. I gave him a super high perception. We're not gonna get anything. He steps through the door, just spring launches the floor up and kills him instantly.
Can we please?
I will consider how I would work on that, but if we're not doing anything around Christmas time, like a BCH game, and people aren't busy, we might do Nom Alone. I'll put that in my calendar.
Okay.
I am literally writing this down in my notebook.
Nom alone for
Nom
Christmas.
alone. Ugh.
And then in the end, we all come back as our characters and we're like, we wouldn't leave you alone on Christmas, Nom. And then we have a wholesome Christmas episode
Aw.
as a family.
Mhm.
You all come back with presents.
Yeah. Oh.
We're all out like getting food.
Nom, we literally just left to prep for Christmas. What happened? Why is half the keep on fire?
Lulin, before he leaves, hey, I need to leave this fruitcake to sit here. Lulin, getting back, sees it lodged in a Knoll's face. It was the hardest thing I could find.
Okay, and why did it go Mach 3?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Oh my god.
We must really be in a Christmas mindset, because that's the second Christmas thing we've talked about in like 3 days.
It is.
I mean,
Well, we talked about the Shattered Realms jokingly Christmas special.
funny
With
enough,
the ghosts.
it's nearly in exactly 5 months.
It is,
That
is
nearly
true.
in exactly 5 months. I think we're all
Wild.
just desperate for the cold to come back.
Yeah, this heat's bullshit.
Yeah,
It
the heat-
really sucks.
The heat wave do be rough.
I've been outside for a week, so
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's because you're
Same,
resilient
but-
to the heat.
no, it's because we were all dying.
That's true. I literally went
because
to
if I went outside, I would be a criminal. Not actually, but, like, you know,
If
just
I went
emotionally.
outside, I would be an emotional criminal.
Christmas music is only enjoyable in July.
Actually,
That's what
That's a
Greg
hot
said.
take.
That's a statement.
actually, one of the
That was what
malls
Greg said.
in my area actually do Christmas in July. So like the mall's like littered in like nutcrackers and like Christmas trees and shit.
That's so
Well,
weird.
I would be pissed.
They actually do a really good job with it. They
As
actually do a really good job with it.
as a December baby, I'm not a big Christmas fan. I know.
Mm.
Aren't you also a December baby, Brendo?
I am.
Yeah. So we have the same. I feel like we've had this conversation. We have very similar opinions on Christmas.
Yeah. I like Christmas, but once it's like after or once it's like close to the date, it's a little too much.
I like the day of Christmas, and so help me God, let me find out somebody plays Christmas music before Thanksgiving. I will ban you from my stream.
Oh my god.
So good. Oh, so I saw a thing, and I feel like we're kind of. Are we done playing? Do we have anything else we want to do around the
Yes.
I feel like we've kind of diverted away from.
Yes.
I'm just
We're
snuggling
too
again, you
excited
know?
Not
Yeah,
alone.
I saw a I saw a post in a Discord asking if you could have one D&D spell in real life at less than level 3, what would it be? Cantrips to level 3.
Cantrips to level 3. Okay, let me look. Let me look at the list.
There's like so many spells between
Yep.
cantrips and level 3.
There is a
like
very clear answer.
I feel like me and BT's on
What's
the
the
same.
question?
If you could
What,
have one spell in real life between a cantrip and level 3, what would it be?
Oh no, it's 4th level. I'm pissed.
Nope. I'll tell you a secret. Mine's a cantrip.
Is it 3rd level?
Yeah, mine's a
I would get
cantrip, too, I mean.
Revivify, obviously.
You would
It's
torture
their level.
somebody's soul, just continuously bringing them back to life.
So
No, I would save people's lives with Revivify.
So what I was immediately thinking was polymorph, but
Uh-huh.
polymorph's 4th level,
Yeah.
and I'm upset with that.
Isaac,
Polymorph
what are
can
you
be good,
thinking?
but like, I would definitely be a fucking waterbender.
Ah,
I guess really because I'm a Uton, I'd end up being an earthbender. But one of those two.
I feel like you like Mold Earth too much to not take it as a spell.
Yeah, exactly.
Isaac
Like,
do be loving Mold Earth.
I use it all the goddamn time because it's amazing.
What about you, Sky?
I don't know. I don't know the spell list that well.
Oh, that's true.
I've
You
been
play a
playing martial
barbarian and a
classes for
monk.
too long. Yeah.
So the correct answer is prestidigitation.
Well, yeah. If you want to be a basic bitch.
I'm sorry. Do you know how nice it would be to wake up and be like, damn it, I really don't want to take a shower. Clean. Or to be like, damn, that guy was a real asshole, and then shit his pants for him.
I feel like you say that, but then Rosie has a point. Literally save
Bringing
people's
people
lives.
back to life.
Yeah.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
the good for society option.
Good for you, bitch. You know how successful of a doctor you would be?
Yeah,
You've
I-
never lost a patient.
Have you lived in America?
Yeah.
I'd still have to go to med school.
So you would have never lost a patient.
Yeah, but Revivify doesn't cure what's wrong with you. It just brings you back.
Well,
Also,
yeah,
diamonds
you
are
might be in this.
expensive.
You might be in surgery for well. It's the value of the diamond.
Yeah.
It's specifically of diamond worth this, which means
Yeah, but I don't even want
You
to
just
know
get
what
a-
GP converts to. Actually, I do want to know what GP converts to.
so you have a 10 grand oh shit button that you can press in the middle of surgery to keep the surgery going. You're like, oh,
Go
we
through.
fucking lost him. Nope. Another
You're
20
gonna-
minutes.
Yeah. Because I mean, I feel like a lot of them are very like a lot of the spells are very much combat, and like I don't want to like fight people. Maybe I could speak with animals. I think that'd be fun too.
Oh my god.
So
You would.
1 gold coin. So it has to be worth what? 500 GP, I think. I think
Something like
the
that.
diamond for Revivify. Okay, so if we can.
Or let me. I can look. Revivify. Because 500 might be the one for like resurrection. Let's see. Oh, it's 300.
Okay, 300.
Yeah.
You would need a $31,000 diamond.
$31,000 ain't
Insurance.
nothing.
Yeah. Just bill the insurance.
Jesus.
So true.
Can you imagine though, in like the modern world we live in, if nobody else knew you had magic and they just see on their insurance claim for the hospital $31,000 diamond?
No, it would be a purified medical sanitizer. They don't have to know what it actually is.
Yeah, true.
Also, if you could just guarantee that you could bring people back to life, you technically wouldn't even have to do surgery. You could just be like, hey, for $50,000, I'll bring your family member back.
Yeah, I mean, it'd have to be. You couldn't
Quick.
do it like
But rich people would pay for you to come sit near their family member until that happened. And then just
True.
whip them back to life.
Anyway.
This is why economies in D&D are fucked. Like, this is why there's no farmers. Why be a farmer in a world where you can just pop back to life? Yes, Revivify is the most wholesome, good for humanity answer, though.
Mm.
I mean, there's a lot of good for humanity ones that
Goodberry would also be phenomenal.
Goodberry was what I was thinking.
Mhm.
Because
I-
you could benefit not only yourself, but like tons of people around you.
Yeah. Especially if we make a stipulation of this, you can cast that spell at will.
Yeah, like it's
Mhm.
treated
Solve-
as a cantrip.
You solve world hunger and put every agricultural industry in the world out of business in one simple step.
Yeah.
Well, I
Oh.
don't think that I don't think that's true because people would still like to eat. Like Goodberry
Also,
is
hot
like
take. I think you would kill more people by doing that because you would destroy the economy.
well, I don't
Like,
but
No, I like
creating an
I like
infinite
the
source
thing
of-
though. Like even if Goodberry was a thing, I wouldn't want to eat it every day.
Yeah, of
Mhm.
course.
I think it would be more like something that you would use going to like impoverished places, if I had to guess.
Yeah, like places that
to
are going
help,
through droughts or famines or something.
Yeah, to
Mm.
help the local population like temporarily as you try and get them like on their feet, basically.
The WGO, the World Goodberry Organization.
Yeah.
They're one letter higher in the alphabet than the World Health Organization because they're more productive.
Man, I gotta like locate object would also just be like
Peak.
so
Especially with ADHD.
useful.
With
Yeah.
ADHD, like, where the fuck did I leave my keys? And then you know where they're at. You're like, thank God.
It would also be like that would be one that you would have to like keep secret though, because there would be so every government would want you to locate other governments like
Well, so
Mm.
yes, but no,
Shit.
because you still can't locate anything through lead. And there's a lot of things like lead-lined bunkers. So, I mean, it'd be helpful, but
can't
not super
locate
helpful
things
to
through
governments.
lead?
Locate object doesn't
Oh.
work through a quarter-inch of lead.
No,
There's like
this
quite
can't.
a few
The
different
spell
divination stuff.
can't locate an object. Oh, interesting. Even a thin sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Same for a lot of divination spells.
That house it's in a house older than 1970. Can't find it. Lead-lined paint.
That's rough.
Actually, so I've come down to three answers. So the first answer is locate object.
Okay.
Because I'm a klutzy person and I forget where I put things down.
Yeah.
The second one is pass without a trace. Because
What you need
if
to
you're
be sneaky for, bro?
to get out of situations you don't want to be in. Oh, hey, you're at a family event? No, you're not. You need to pay for a bill? No, you're not. You're in a very tight situation with you getting secondhand embarrassment. You're just gonna walk away and nobody's gonna notice.
That is.
And then the last one is fly.
Yeah,
would
I
be
just
cool.
I just saw that fly was on the
Yeah,
level 3
fly
list,
is
and I
really
was
So
like,
that would be the whole reason why I wanted polymorph, is to be able to have options to swim and fly. But polymorph is a 4th level spell, so
yeah.
fly is a good one.
I think so. Prestidigitation would just be a fun one.
Yeah.
I think another one that would be very fun, not useful to society in any way, like purely only benefits me. Vicious mockery.
Yeah.
I
I
was
thought about that
also-
one as well.
I am going to make you feel pain. Like, can you imagine though? Like, I mean, particularly for me, I guess, being in a bar and someone's talking shit and you just hit them back with an insult, but you use vicious mockery. And it's just like, you'd win every roast battle you were a part of.
Mage Hand would also be pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
the
that'd be
ability to
fun.
not
Or
have to go grab
unseen
things.
servant.
The
You
ability
have
to
the-
slap a bitch for being a hoe. I don't know who, I don't know why, but I always want to just slap people across the room.
Augury would actually be pretty good too, because it's a really simple spell in D&D, but it's essentially free fortune telling. Like, actual fortune telling.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to know the future though.
Well, it only works 24 hours out, and I'd at least like to know how my day's gonna go.
Oh yeah, that's not so bad. Well, actually, no, it entirely depends on whether the universe is deterministic or not, actually.
I don't.
Because I would not want to know if it was deterministic. I don't care. I don't want to know. If it's not
Yeah.
deterministic, then I want to
Like
know.
if you could make your day better, great.
Yeah.
You know,
But if you're just stuck with everything, it's dumb.
I
What's
mean,
the
there's
point?
so many good ones. Like Blur is a second level spell.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That'd be pretty fun. Call Lightning is a third level spell. Pretty
I
good.
mean, I like that for the funsies, but I can't see myself like using it.
You know, Calm Emotions is a second level spell.
I'm
No,
not.
I was
I'm
gonna
afraid of
say
the enchantment ones, though.
Yeah.
there's the friends spell.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Like I looked through
Yeah,
I
Commands
thought about a
first
lot
level.
of
There's a
those.
lot of really messed up
Yeah.
ones in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conjure Animals is third level. I could be surrounded by badgers. I'm changing my vote entirely. That is what I will be taking. Imagine being surrounded by friendly, soft friends whenever you want.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
pretty good.
what
actually.
about Beast Bond?
I
You
already
just
bonded with
literally-
the beast. I just give it treats and it doesn't bark at me sometimes.
Yeah, but you don't have a telepathic link.
Ooh,
I
You
don't
can't
think
talk
I
to
want
him.
a telepathic link. Like, that would be really cool one way and really bad the other. Dad! 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 Dad!
I
Dad!
know you can hear me.
Exactly. I feel like I would hate that.
I would love that.
What else? What else do we got here? Detect evil and good. I guess if that worked on
Ooh,
people, that'd be
actually-
cool.
Comprehend
See-
language.
Oh, comprehend language would
Oh,
be fire.
You would make yourself so goddamn employable so fast.
Yeah, just I
Not
can
even,
talk
I
to
don't
anyone
even
in the
care
world.
about that.
And I can
Like,
read anything in
I
the world.
just want to travel. I'll go
Yeah.
travel, you know? Oh,
Be able
be
to
cool.
travel the world and understand the language anywhere you went. That would be insane.
Enlarge.
I wonder if it
reduce,
works
or
for
pretty cool.
programming languages.
I bet it would. No, it specifies written languages as well.
So yeah.
Code is a
So-
written language.
So, another. Well, I think it would be good. Would be distort value.
Just be able to make the value of
It's- yeah,
something really high.
Well, so it's a first level spell. You can cast this spell on an object no more than 1 foot on a side, doubling the object's perceived value by adding illusionary flourish or reducing its perceived value by half. With the help of illusionary dents and scratches, anyone examining the object must roll an investigation check against your spell DC. At a higher level, you can increase the size by 1 foot per spell slot.
You just keep casting that and sending pictures to Amazon that your order was ruined, so they keep sending you more. So I love.
I'm sure that wouldn't open an investigation.
Yeah.
But also, what about Find Familiar?
I was looking at Find Steed. As much as I love my car,
See,
being
that's
able
why-
to
that's
just
why I
make
would-
a horse appear.
That's why I would opt for fly, because on any day with a good weather, you can just fly.
Yeah, but you can only fly as fast as you can walk.
That's fine. I'm
But-
okay with that.
But that's not particularly helpful for like getting me to work. Like it's a cool trick. Like I could bump in somebody on the street and start to float away screaming help me. That'd be
Okay,
hilarious.
Hear me out. Okay. You can fly to Wendy's or McDonald's. Okay, and as you're flying back, you're just going at a casual speed, floating on your back and eating nuggies. Okay. Tell me that doesn't sound incredible.
That's pretty lit.
Just staring up at the sky, the clouds, and the sun.
Fortune's Favor is second level. That's a good spell. It gives
Oh, it's
you
also-
advantage on everything.
Yeah, I was also thinking about that one as
Don't
well.
know how it'd work in real life.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Grease
so
is
I
a
know-
first level spell.
True. I don't know why you'd want to grease a room, but
Yeah.
It'd be funny. You'd be like
it's just a prank, bro.
a bunch of.
Wow. Wow.
Imagine what I could
So-
do at protests with that though. Protests about to get kettled. Grease.
Oh my god. Anyways, you know how the internet exists. That's fine and all. But what about Animal Messenger? You
Ooh.
can pick a small animal and it'll go deliver a message for you.
I
I would love that.
think
That
that'd
is
be
pretty
even
ideal.
funnier if it was you or me or who had it, Isaac, because then it would be like, how did you do that? Oh, I'm a Disney princess.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
The only reason I left out the other three of you is because you could all conceivably be Disney princesses. Brambo, you'd be a Disney prince, but you fit the cozy vibe.
I
Exactly.
see.
Haste is a 3rd level spell. Gotta go
Just
fast.
Gotta
Gotta go fast.
Become
If
the
you just
Flash.
want to be Sonic,
Expeditious.
Be Sonic, so true.
There's also Expeditious Retreat,
Hmm.
which is a bonus action
Hmm.
to just
Okay.
go as fast.
If we go with the
Okay, how
implication
about-
that Identify can make you understand anything you touch with it, Identify would also be fire.
That's true.
Imagine the
I was gonna
engineering
say-
you could do.
So much. You like touch a bridge and you're like, well designed.
Or like you're like, I wonder how this like thing works, and you just touch it and cast Identify. You're like, huh, okay, cool.
You would be the best reverse engine. Like you get hired by companies. You're like, all right, we need to know how this phone's GPS works, and you're like, all right,
No, you would be
Touch.
kidnapped by the government, put in a room, and handed objects to tell them how they worked.
nah, they wouldn't know. Or I could work for them.
No, you would be kidnapped and sent to Area 51. Easy as that.
Also fair. How about borrow thoughts? You just get to know what old everyone else has thought.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I also don't want to know.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need to know what's going on in other people's head. If it's half of what's going on in my head, I don't want to know. I don't want to know at all.
No, but you can be like, no. Van Gogh was not trying to imply jack shit. This is what he meant by this painting.
Oh, mending would be phenomenal. How many times have you
Mending would be
accidentally
phenomenal.
broken something and just been like, God damn it, now I have to figure out how to fix it?
Well, then you can just
Especially
Yeah,
if
but
I
that's
like
the
worked
fun
on
part.
like electronics. I
No.
would, yeah.
Yeah, like reach out and touch your computer and just cast mending and it works again.
no, just
Yeah,
fix your car.
literally.
You don't need
Fix your
insurance
car?
anymore. Just fix your car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you'd never have to get another car again because it would fix it to perfect every time.
Yeah.
I would cast that spell so unnecessarily all the time. Like, I'd be like, does it sound weird? I'm just gonna cast Monday.
Can you imagine, like, you get in a car accident, and the other guy's like, I need your insurance. He's like, bro, calm down. You just touch his car, fix it, and then you're like, we good. You just leave.
Yep.
Mirror Image is a 2nd level spell. Oh, Misty Step 2nd level.
I was thinking Misty Step, but it's only 30 feet.
Yeah,
However,
but that's a lot faster than you're flying.
yes, but again, enjoying your McDonald's nuggies while staring at the sky floating back.
Yeah, but, like, I'm doing this for, like, superhero potential.
And also, I was thinking of Misty Step because it's like you can wait until like the very last second to go to the bathroom, and then just bam.
That sounds like a
Okay.
horrible plan. What if there's somebody in the bathroom?
Right?
Well, then you're pooping, friends. I don't know what to tell you.
So, PT, you were talking about the trolling implications of Greece. What about Skywrite?
Ooh, yes.
Literally, 8 times a day you can draw a dick in the sky. Just for no reason
Hey.
other than
The Soul
It's
of Jet,
done.
Thanks for the follow. Greg says floating disc. Floating disc would be useful.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Especially if you got in your car while you had it cast and you're just flying down the highway with
Oh my
something.
god. Imagine
Can
how
you
many
imagine-
accidents you would cause.
Yeah, you're
It's
just-
60 feet back.
You're flying down a highway and your buddy is sitting on your disc 60 feet behind you just reading a book flying down the road. Nobody knows how he's doing it. You're not talking about things that would make you end up in Area 51. Because if your buddy doesn't have the
True.
spell, when they pull him off it, he's never going to get out. He's never going to be able to prove it wasn't him. What about rope trick? I would love to just... I'm out.
I'm out.
That would be fun.
Sanctuary.
Yeah, but then you have to climb a rope.
Sanctuary?
Sanctuary where nothing can hit you. The ultimate bar fight tool.
Mm,
You're like, come on, bro.
Or
Come on,
shield.
I
You
dare
never
you.
get hurt again.
Well, I was I was thinking healing word just because, you know, I do a lot of stupid shit and hurt myself.
That's fair.
And just like a little bit of a quick fix, like, oh no! Boom, no longer hand
Yeah.
cut.
Brando, shillelagh. As long as I have access to a stick, I can beat some ass.
Yeah.
Or silence,
Alright.
just to make someone shut up.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my
Yes.
god,
Imagine
no.
s-
Sleep.
Karens,
Never
Karens
have-
no longer exist.
Never have a night where you can't sleep again. You just cast sleep on yourself and you're out.
Well, I just hope you don't have any neighbors with like low con mods. Um,
True.
It's only 30 feet.
Yeah,
But
it's
what
true,
if
that's
your
not bad.
cat is under the bed?
If my cat's going to sleep too?
Yeah, he's probably already asleep, to be honest. They sleep like a lot of the day.
True.
Tiny hut. Stay away from me. Just I
What
don't really-
about counter spell?
Well, that's something you'd only want to take if you want to be a dick to the other four of us.
That's true. You're like, aha. No, you don't get to talk to animals today. Uh,
That's so mean. That is so
I
mean.
know.
Me summoning my 4 badgers, Isaac walking by and casting counterspell, Isaac looking over as I stand up and crack my knuckles.
Oh god.
Oh.
Featherfall, I feel like would be fun too.
Zone of truth.
No, I don't want that.
I would never want
Yeah,
someone to be
it's
able to
too
lie
much.
to me.
Ugh.
You'd be the best lawyer. You
Or
would
the
bring
worst
so many
lawyer.
horrible people
You'd have to
down.
you'd have to really make sure you were
You just
like,
go after people you know are horrible.
yeah, that's fair.
No, okay, but like, I know some people do lie on the stand, but the whole point is that you don't.
Yeah.
Like, it's all manipulation and arguments. Like, I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't do much for lawyering.
Yeah, but imagine how many court rules you could get passed, because everything that happens in a courtroom is dictated by the judge, right?
Sure.
Did you or did you not dump toxic chemicals in that? Objection? Looking at the judge. Well, don't you want to know too? Kinda. All right, we're back on.
How about just like make up for my lack of charisma with motivational speech?
That could work. That could work. I like the idea of casting Zone of Truth at a family reunion.
Oh my god.
I think my final answer is gonna be mending. And I'm just gonna change career paths to become a mechanic.
I think my final answer is also going to be mending. That spell is stupid busted. Oh, no,
Feels
no,
like
no.
you-
What
Yeah.
was it? Not mending. It was...
Prestidigitation is your original answer.
Yeah, that's not what I want, though. I would take... I'd probably take Misty Step. It just... I feel like it has too many uses to not be...
Mm.
Actually, if we can use it at will, sending. Hey, you up? I know you can hear me, bitch. Fucking respond.
Oh my god.
Or like you're in like a really uncomfortable, like you're third wheeling, or you got like a couple friends at a party. You could immediately hit every one of them up with, "Hey, yo, we ready to leave?"
We heading
and
out?
subtly too.
And then you could just Irish goodbye. Like if you were stuck at like a school function or something, you wouldn't have to ask the other person in front of the person they're talking to, "Can we leave?" You could just be like, "Hey, yo, let's go."
That's true.
I mean, you could also pull a Jesus and do water walk.
You could pass so many of your classes.
Yeah,
With
but then
sending,
you wouldn't
you'd
have
never-
the core knowledge that you require to move
I don't
forward
need
in
it.
life.
I have sending. You can
Bro,
also
your friends
do...
would hate you so much. Bro, I'm at the bank. What the fuck is 38 times 4?
Hmm.
I like the idea
Not
of
to mention,
Goodberry.
sending bypass languages,
Yeah.
so you
I think
get all the
so.
comprehend languages stuff you need from it too.
True. You could also like bother random people. You just need to be familiar with them. So like you meet random as people like you're like, I'm out of my list is empty. I'll go to New York.
You want to?
And you just meet 100 people and you're like, hey you know any quantum mechanics? Great.
Can you imagine like, hey, you want to watch me make that guy at the DMV think he's crazy? Because unless you explained it to people, they would absolutely believe they were going insane.
Mhm.
I would also love that. I would just like mouth my words but like you sending to say something else. So like the words in your head doesn't line up with what I'm saying.
I think I don't know what I would do. Maybe I might just go for fly, because that seems fun.
Not even talk with animals?
I don't know. Maybe talk with animals. Speak with animals would be really good. Yeah, maybe
See,
speak with animals.
I feel like Speak with Animals is one of those ones that like seems like it would be really good, but then like wouldn't actually be really good
I
in
just
the
want to
end.
know. I just want to know what Leo's thinking. Like he's sitting here with his little paw over his face. Like what? Why is he doing that? I want to
He's
know.
thinking about sleeping, probably.
Yeah, but he's got his little paw over his face. So like, do I need to turn off the light? Maybe. I don't
Okay,
know.
that's all well and good, but the voice in your head can scream forever, and with sending you can make that everyone's problem.
Oh my god.
I think
And also,
sending
like-
would just be super useful, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, imagine
It
how
would
many.
be handy.
You'd make a great PI because if somebody got kidnapped, you would just have to know enough about them to send them a sending message.
We have to be familiar with them.
I don't.
Like, it's not knowing about them, it's that you had to have met them. I
Is
think
it?
that's what the wording says. Yeah.
Mhm. And plus, I could ask Leo, why is he obsessed with my water bottle? I need to know. There's
See,
so many
I thought about
questions.
sending, but I feel like I mean, modern technology already lets us do so much of what sending can do. It just doesn't
True.
get beamed directly into somebody's head. And like you said, Isaac, I think people would just end up hating you. Like, it would be a get out of my head kind of situation. Like, people would just not answer you after a while.
Yeah, true. I like mending too, though.
Mending's
If-
mending's just so good.
Yeah.
If distort value wouldn't get me, like, arrested, then I'd probably
No.
pick distort value, but
Just-
it definitely would.
So distort value lasts 24 hours, I think. And so it's like, oh hey, you're really into, collecting Pokemon cards.
Aurora, get off! Get off!
Now
the bed.
have, PSA 10s.
Yeah, I think that the way to do it and not get caught would be to do it, make things look less valuable than they are and then acquire those things.
And then turn around and sell them after for their actual value.
Yeah.
You're so right. You're so
Because
right.
you,
I didn't
you
even
would
think
get
about
caught
it that
if you
way.
did it the other way.
Yeah.
I think I remembered what my final answer is. With
Mhm.
how we said it would work in the real world, identify.
Yeah,
I would love to
identify
know how
would.
things work.
Just give me a second and I'll pour you some water. My god. Just chill. Okay.
I like that there is from Unearthed Arcana, modern magic. There's a transmutation cantrip under techno magic that's called on off. This cantrip allows you to activate or deactivate any electronic device within range as long as the device has a clearly defined on or off function that can be easily accessed from the outside of the device.
So basically,
my
you're
God.
you just have clap like
Clap on,
clap
clap off.
off.
Imagine how useful that would be for people who have to do tech support over the phone. Did you try turning it off and on again? No. Turns it off and on. Is it working now? Yes. Thank you. Have a nice day.
So that's great and all, but imagine the potential in heisting. Like,
Ooh.
there isn't a single security system in the world that isn't 100% dependent on
Your
technology nowadays.
your security system off. Your cameras off. Your guard's pacemaker off.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god!
No witnesses. You still don't have pass without trace. Wait, pass without trace can be cast on more than one person. You guys want to make the ultimate heist team by everyone picking a spell?
Whoa.
True, everyone gets a spell.
Okay,
and we
I'll
become
take
the ultimate
identify
heisters.
so I can tell whoever has on off exactly how the system works.
That's perfect. You're like, locks off.
Mhm.
All right, who's taking pass without trace?
I think I would have a good time with Pass Without Trace. I'll take that one.
Isaac, Sky, Brambo, what are you taking? Because I don't think we need on or off. That was kind of like if we know how the system works, we can work.
Yeah, that was
around
more
it.
of a
Yeah.
joke.
We can work around it.
No, I still think
Alright,
it'd be
well-
good. I still think it'd be good.
You know, gaseous form would be really good for heists.
Mm-hmm.
Rue.
Because then, like, you could just have like one person like out like smoking a cigarette, and then hey, you're just the color of that smoke.
Yeah, and then you could just go in the ventilation system. You could do literally anything. And you've got one person that casts Pass Without a Trace, and then you've got gaseous form. Boom, you're done.
Help me, guys!
Mage
There's a
hand.
fan.
It doesn't matter. You're gaseous.
Can you get scattered?
I don't think so. That's like the point of it, is
I-
that you like
I know
ride
it is.
breezes and stuff.
I know it is, but I'm thinking if you were gonna take this and make it like a comedy movie,
You're like, there's a fan.
Nope.
Somebody stop the fan. Oh.
Off.
Okay, then I
Oh,
would
true.
take Mage Hand, the ultimate heist
yes.
tool.
So true, so true. Mage Hand would
Knock
just
would be
be
useful. Or well, I guess probably not with on and off. You'd be okay without knock.
well,
Oh,
we're not
knock,
taking
that's
on or
true.
off. We got rid of on or off. We took
Oh.
that off
Unless
our
you want to
theme
take
list.
it.
I already got Pass Without a Trace.
Oh, I
Okay.
see.
What's
Yeah, gaseous form is busted. Actually,
actually no
yeah.
actually I was thinking like possibly like thaumaturgy.
ooh, thaumaturgy would be good. Or prestidigitation. So you never leave any.
Oh.
There.
Big yawns.
Oh,
Ooh,
they have
prestidigitation would be
traveling.
really good for the fingerprints. Now,
Hmm.
so here's the question: Mage Hand, has contact, so it's got to leave fingerprints.
I don't think
Whose
Mage Hand has
fingerprints?
fingerprints.
I think it would probably
Yeah.
just leave perfectly round fingerprints with no detail.
Yeah, like there's not. it's
We
not
must
print.
find the
Like-
oval killer.
Like,
The
it'd
oval
be like
robber.
Mickey Mouse gloves.
Yeah, that's how I imagine it too. Wow.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Okay, but hear me out. If you really just want to make a heist go absolutely buck wild, animate dead.
Oh my
Oh
god.
Just let's take this thing and make it just. I feel like you could make some like really funny one spell movies. Like everybody, I mean, they're essentially superpowers.
Yeah, I was gonna say Marvel does it all the time.
Well, no, some of them have multiple spells. All right, so chat, thanks for talking about this with us. I really was just trying to push us up to the end of the session, but we're a half hour over now.
Yeah.
So
Look at us go.
I know.
Look at us go.
All I have to do is pitch a not great theoretical question about D&D spells, and the brain rot really just rips the players through the process.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. I'm gonna send. Well, I almost skipped a whole bunch of steps. Thank you to all our players. We have Elliot Burning Oak played by.
Me, Isaac.
And what was your favorite part of the session?
When I burrowed out of the cave. Not cave. Hut.
Okay. Lyra Dream Shadow played by.
Hello, I'm Rosie, one Rosie CS on the internet. And my favorite part of the session was, of course, the start of the girlfriends arc.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We have News and Stormhorn. Sorry, my apologies. I didn't mean to bring up old wounds. We have Newsen played by.
Oh.
That's Newsen crying in the background. It's me, the Sky Tea. My favorite part was also the start of the girlfriends arc. I had to make my move, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
last but certainly not least, we have Lulin Bold Speaker played by.
Hit me, Rambo. But hey, Newsen, if you play your cards right, Dream Shadow could be your last name.
So true! Oh my god.
God.
And then
Wow.
we'll just have the Dream Shadow and Co.
Yeah.
Lulin's a paladin. He could cast He could cast Ceremony.
I
Oh
absolutely
my
could.
god.
All
And
right.
we're all getting magically bonded marriage tattoos.
So true.
This is just my favorite polycule.
Yep. Just one big polycule now.
Mhm.
All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. As always, I'm your disaster tour guide, Perfectly Techno. We'll be live again maybe tomorrow night for the long night. If
We'll
not,
have to see.
I will let people know. And then I think I'm going to keep doing the Wednesday morning drawing streams. That was fun.
That'll be fun.
I enjoyed it. So, but that'll be up in the air as well, depending on how my week looks. All right, everybody. I'm going to send everybody over to TTRPG Academy. Thank you for hanging out. Until next time, and we're about to change back to the other one. Stay cool, find a pool, stay techno. We'll catch you then.